All right, we are live. I haven't tweeted this out or anything other than like an hour ahead of time.
Nice.
Oh, and Susan's not here. So, while Susan's not here, I'll do the bog standard. I'm totally thrown off. I'm glad this is episode 1. There she is.
Hooray.
Hooray! We're super
That is
professional.
a large bottle of soda.
It is. I didn't have time to pour myself a glass. I had time to grab the bottle. Alright, so we're here with episode 1 of Savage Adventures. I haven't really tweeted this out, so I'm about to do that while I talk about this for our one viewer. But that's fine. We're going to be on YouTube. Nobody even knows we exist. We're also not posted under D&D like Savage Dungeons and Dragons, which means people won't find us. But this is kind of...
Damn it, Twitch. I hate the Twitch autoplay. Sorry.
This is Mike not knowing how mute works.
Just not caring is actually what it is.
Oh, learn to care. Learn to care, learn to share, learn to do all that stuff.
I also didn't know Twitch automatically played videos.
Yeah, it does, and it's annoying.
So are we actually live on Twitch?
Yes, we are actually live. It hit 8 o'clock, so we flipped
Am I
over.
Am I on the wrong thing then?
No, you are on Ava Maxwell.
No, I mean on my. I was just trying to find it on my phone, but I am clearly inept, so I'll let somebody else do it.
That wonderfulness.
Yes.
So, with this, we are playing Savage Adventures, which is essentially something that was born out of about a 1.5 to 2 year long ETU campaign that went so off the rails, it turned into a universe hopping mega craziness game that we determined was going to become the most savage of Savage Worlds games. And then Suede came out, and we really didn't want to convert characters. So it then became once Suede's done, we're just going to start with that in mind. So Savage Adventures is the most savage of Savage Worlds games, or at least we're attempting to be. This is going to be universe hopping adventure, kind of the type of show you would find in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday. That we'll say we have a budget. I mean, it's an RPG, so we have all the budget we want. The stakes are going to be real, but we're also not going to be too serious because we've gone in, all of us here, except Kimmy, who will do the introductions. It's the first time I've gotten to play with Kimmy, but I've heard many, many wonderful things. Everyone else here have tried to go, we're going to play a serious game, and it devolves. So, we're just not going to say that. We're going to have fun, and we're going to get crazy. And I need to open up Proto Men of the Black Bog, the first official pinnacle adventure for Suede, because we're going to be toying with it, we're going to be tweaking it, but that's what you guys are going to be getting into. But, before we get into that, we need to introduce our characters, especially since none of you have met each other. So we open in a stark white room with several silver pads on the ground. 5 of them, in fact, each one with a tube around them. 3 of them flash with light, and figures appear. This is where we're going to start doing some introductions. So I'm going to start with you, Susan. You can introduce yourself as a player, and then introduce your character into this scene.
I am Susan Benville. I've been role-playing for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. I do a little GMing. I'm the co-host of The Drunk GM, and I am playing Ava Maxwell, who is a 1950s movie star. She's all about the glamour. She's wearing the pedal pushers, the penny loafers, a cute top because she was out for a casual evening of fun when she got snatched away. But of course, as a movie star, she's also wrapped in her mink coat. She's got her sunglasses on and her scarf around her hair. And she is very, very confused.
As you would be. Then moving on, the tube next to her is Mike, your character.
All right, I'm Mike. I'm the co-host with Bobby on Swedecast. I've been RPGing for quite a while, and I've been involved with Bobby for a few years. I was part of the ETU group that ruined ETU. I won't be playing the same character, though. I considered it. But yeah, I'll be playing Dr. Nathan Deckard. He's a doctor from a cyberpunk kind of world. He's a cyborg himself, although I don't think any of his enhancements are terribly noticeable under his big, long trench coat and cowboy hat. He's got a little bit of a cowboy, Western motif going. And I imagine he looks pretty confused himself, but he's probably just standing there in the tube, little computer out, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
And then finally, at least for today, we will have a fourth player, but he's not coming in until episode 2. We have Kimmy. So, Kimmy, you can introduce yourself. I know you don't do a lot of live games, so it's fine to be awkward. We're all awkward.
I'm Kimmy. I'm Mike's wife. I play role-playing games for a while, but none online. This is my first online game, so thanks for having me, Bobby and everybody. But yeah, I actually never get to play games with my husband because he always runs them, so it'll be nice. But yeah, standing next to him is a military woman. She's probably also confused. She might look a little bit beat up. I'm not sure. Her hair is normally in a tight bun, but it might be a little messy or whatever. Yeah, she's pretty straightforward. She's from the future. I guess I should say that. She's from like a future sci-fi galactic alliance military universe.
Yeah, I actually meant to ask, is your military uniform like kind of like a Starfleet type thing? Or
yeah, I would say it's pretty straightforward.
What color is it? And please don't say red.
No, I was gonna say something boring like blue, but yeah, no, not red. I would say blue. Yeah, blue's a pretty normal, neutral military color.
All right, and with this professional setup, I am still broadcasting out to the interwebs that we're doing this. But I want to talk about, while you guys go from multiverse to multiverse, which we're going to get into as we're playing, we've all discussed, they know what's up, but you don't. Setting rules are going to change, and they're going to tweak, and they're going to twist, and we're going to let you know when we're in a world with slightly different rules. But no matter where we are, we have some rules that are going to apply because of you guys, because of the viewers. First of all, our bennies. Everyone here is a great role player. Kimmy, I've heard the stories. You've been vouched for. Everyone else I've known from years of playing with at this point. I don't need to give you guys bennies for good RP. That's kind of accepted. It's kind of the fun. In fact, I'm not going to be giving out bennies. The viewers are. So you need to impress them, and hopefully my wife and kid aren't loud because they just came in through a door on the other side of this bounce board. But you guys, the viewers, if you tip anywhere from $1 to under $5, or cheer bits, 100 up to $4.99, you give somebody a benny. You let us know in chat who it is. We give them the benny. You guys are in control of the benny economy. If you tip more than that, if you tip $5 or more, 500 bits or more, everybody gets one. Just whole table, everybody gets bennies. Now the bigger one. And this is one where we're going to slightly tweak the rules. We are using the conviction rules. I know some of you guys have used them. I know not everybody's used them. So if you're not familiar with them, because they are new to the newest edition of Savage Worlds, conviction lets you add a d6 to any roll, any trait roll, and any damage roll. It can ace just like anything else. If it hits a 6, it keeps rolling, it keeps going. Now, typically in the book, you're only allowed to ever have one conviction at a time. It's very powerful. We're taking that cap off because the viewers get to give you conviction. And I don't want a viewer to have the opportunity to give somebody conviction and go, you already got conviction, it doesn't matter. No, if the viewers want to stack somebody with conviction, you can. And you do that by subscribing to the channel. Yes, Susan, I know you want them. But you do it by subscribing, and this includes free subscriptions if you're a Twitch Prime member. So if you subscribe here, again, just like with Benny's, let us know in the chat who the conviction goes to, and we'll let them know, and they can stack it up. The other big thing, again, if you're not used to conviction, while Benny's reset every session, conviction doesn't. If you don't spend your conviction, it carries over. So, with that out of the way, with kind of the setting rules set up, you guys all appear. We know what you all look like. You have a couple moments to look around and see these others in tubes, as well as 2 empty tubes. Is there anything you do or say?
We're still actually each contained in our tubes.
Yes.
So I think Ava would, certainly start talking. What is this? What's going on? Who are you people? And she'd be pushing at the tube, trying to just, push it over, or, try and see, just to test the boundaries of it.
Yeah, you can actually give me an athletics check. Now, as Ava's doing that, and you hear her, and it's kind of that echoey, she's talking in a big glass tube, so it's going to reverberate and sound weird. But you guys do hear her. They're not soundproof. Do you guys react at all, or you just kind of... you both come from pretty weird backgrounds.
Yeah, I would probably not pay attention to her. I think he probably has some little like wrist computer scanner kind of thing. He's probably trying to interface with whatever is holding them and like just figure out where he is, what it is, that kind of thing.
All right, so
I had a success on the athletics roll.
Nice. Dr. Deckard, you're breaking into something in a way that's not meant to be, so this is going to be hacking, which I think you're unskilled at, but we've had that discussion. It's coming, I know. And Ren, are you doing anything?
I think her adrenaline is probably, is this like immediately we get just put in these tubes? Her adrenaline's probably going, she's probably like, touch her, like checking her body, like making sure she's like okay, and like I don't know. And then once she hears your voice, she's probably like, oh, I don't know. She probably would ask something. I don't know. She wouldn't be quiet, but she probably is like catching her breath for a moment, because I think her heart's pumping a little bit, because I think previous hour to this was pretty creepy and exciting for her. So
all right, nice.
At least.
So Ava, you got a success, but what is your actual total? Because there's penalties you don't know about going on.
Oh, 4.
A 4.
So
Okay. So you go. It definitely seems like it's locked or something. It's pretty standard. Deckard, did you get anything?
I rolled a 7.
Oh wow! Even with the penalties and everything.
Yep.
Okay.
That's better. Light.
So that covers the -2 penalty of going. You kind of clip, and you didn't get a raise, so you don't have like full control, but you were able to get a basic override. And you all hear a beep, and all the tubes lift into the ceiling.
I did it.
And I think Ava would just sort of walk out very carefully. I'm gonna, step out from underneath the tube and look around and just look at you two. And what lot are you from? What piece of crap picture are you on, Duke?
Tips his hat. Ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how she would. She probably is like, where are we? What's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you can, given your background, Ren, especially since you're military, since you're basically from Star Trek, you can give me a common knowledge roll at -2.
Okay. There we go. Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, so you're as confused as you currently are.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
All right.
I don't know what gag you guys are playing, but get me the hell out of here.
I was gonna say, the only other features is there is a door and a panel next to the door with a small screen and several buttons.
I'd probably head right for it.
The panel or the door?
The panel.
Oh, okay.
He is not. I thought the panel was like for the door, like a control panel kind of thing.
You haven't really checked it out. It's next to the door.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he'd head for.
It's probably just a circular room, or
yeah, it's like a round circular room, inset lighting, perfectly white walls.
So kind of like a Star Trek transporter room with like, instead of like the transporter bays, they have pods with the tubes that we were in. And
Okay.
Basically, it's basically a combination of the Star Trek transporter room and like a clean room.
Where the control, whoever's running the machine is outside the room.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd go right for the panel. Try and like, since I've interfaced with their system to some degree, see if I can get any information or open the door.
Yeah, it would just be electronics. I'll say since you already hacked it in, you get a +1.
Sure.
Can I assist with electronics, or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah. If you're trained electronics, you're also from the future. So
I am.
You're tech. We're not like this timeline. We have contemporary. We have kind of the past. I think Ava would kind of fall into like it's the past, but not
Past
like
Jake.
when Dan shows up. And then we have the future.
Right.
Unless someone takes like near future, but I don't think either of you guys are really near future. But yes.
And so let me ask you this, Ren. Are you? I'm going to be sort of check. While these two are doing something, I'm going to be checking them both out. Are you guys, either one of you, sort of obviously armed? And does your uniform have like insignia of some sort of authority or something?
Yeah, I'm obviously armed. I mean, I guess I would have like some kind of like pins or whatever symbolizing that I was like the leader of my group. So yeah, she would be. She would be armed. I mean, I think she only has her gun on her right now. Probably.
Whatever gear you'd have, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, the only obvious armaments that I have are a shotgun.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, he has other weapons. You just can't see them.
Yeah.
But I feel like the wrist computer thing is the weirder thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Ava's just sort of, walking around. Okay, funny joke. Let me the heck out of here. I've got things to do. I don't need to be penned in here with a couple of extras with their little ticky-tacky toys and props. Get me out of here. Now.
The situation's malfunctioning.
Oh boy.
All right. So Ren, you said you wanted to support.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. I guess I don't do it. Can I re-roll that? Because I'm reliable.
You spend a penny. Everybody.
Well, no, I meant, can I use my? I have reliable as an edge.
Oh, yes.
And it lets me re-roll support for free.
Yeah, that's a support, so you can.
Cool. Nope, I still failed. I got a 2. I got a 3 and then a 2. So.
All right. You can spend a penny.
I look at it, I'm like, this is not anything I'm familiar with.
But it's seeming quite odd.
A bonus, Bobby, for the hacking?
Yeah, +1.
All right, so I got a 6.
Nice. All right, yeah, you get into it. Do you want to open the door or bust into security feeds?
Probably the security feeds at this point.
All right. So you click on deciding which way to go. You're looking to get in the security feeds. That little screen begins to light up, and it's actually like a hologram projector that shoots past you and does like 360 stuff. So it's a much bigger kind of floating monitor. And you guys see a couple images. You see what appears to be a study of some kind. It looks slightly above Victorian, like maybe remodeled Victorian, definitely late 1800s, early 1900s, with a man in a suit sitting in a large leather chair sipping at what you would assume is brandy. You see some just massive, muscly figure kind of sitting on kind of a Greco-Roman cot in a room with like beast heads and skins, and he's just kind of like coming to terms with himself, like that look of like he's looking at his hands. He's definitely dealing with something. You see another strange sight of two figures. At first they look human until you realize one's translucent, almost as if they're made of water, and the other's flickering like fire. And they're bickering over schematics with like a foundry and stuff behind them. And then you see yourselves.
He's probably like looking at this stuff, reaches in his jacket, like pulls out what looks like maybe like some kind of like what are they, like the auto injectors. Just kind of like looks at it for a minute. He's like, nope. Sticks it back in his coat. He's like, I don't know if we're hallucinating or if this is some kind of simulation, but he probably points at Ren. He's like, you I get. That one not so much.
And I'm like overwhelmed by what this thing looks like. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, it looks like pictures, but in 3D, that's crazy. And I'm not even wearing the funky glasses. So I'm sort of going to be backing away from those two. I'm going to mostly focus on the image of us because
that's what it left on. So that's what it would show.
And I'm just doing what everybody does.
Whoa.
And seeing if it's real time, if it's
I mean, even being able to see real time playback, something that Ava's probably never seen.
And I'm looking around. Where's the damn cameraman? Director, come on.
As you say that, the door opens.
Immediate.
And standing there,
First strike.
at first, it's kind of almost like a blinding light where you can just see the basics of a silhouette. The light begins to dim, and it comes in figure, and it's the man who was in a suit, still holding his brandy snifter. Well, you got out of containment. Piers did some reconnaissance. I guess that is smarter than simply moving forward. You lot show promise. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna probably start walking a little bit, and to the extent I can, I'm gonna sort of hang out behind Nate a little bit.
All right.
But I'm definitely.
I would just follow him. He's only way out is through. So.
Yeah, I mean, my Ren would probably be like, "Who are you? What's going on?" And like, I don't know, see if he like responds to authoritative demands.
Yes, and he'll like respond to you, but he doesn't stop moving. He continues walking, and just beyond that door is the study where he was, and he's kind of walking back to his armchair, which is kind of this old reddish hued leather armchair, very Morpheus's chair in the Matrix. Crackling fire off to the side, and there's a couch and a couple other chairs. It's a fairly large room as well, with several books. And he says, my name is Sharpton. I am your liaison as you get acquainted to your new surroundings, or perhaps if you don't wish to take us up on our offer, but do sit. I have a bit of a deal to give the three of you.
At this point, Ava would sort of look around. I assume there's a crystal decanter with some brandy or something in
Oh,
it.
definitely.
she would definitely walk over and pour herself a stiff one, raise the bottle to you two and say, anyone else care for a snort?
All right.
Yeah, Ren's had a long day.
Right.
Oh,
So I'm totally like I'm just looking at Sharpton like, I'll get to you when I get to you. And I'm unless you need a refresher, but it looks like you're good there.
no, I'm good. This is mostly for you. We're aware all of you have had quite long days. I won't get into the specifics. That's your stories to tell. At this point, you all are being given a bit of a fresh start. Needless to say... Oh, what is that?
I was just going to say I pour the drinks and hand them out.
Okay.
And then, is he sitting in the red chair?
Yes.
Okay, so I will sit in the chair furthest, but like opposite him.
Okay. We'll say it's kind of wood and upholstery, kind of side chair, kind of a pea green fabric.
I feel like I'd kind of float around the room.
That's fine.
Would down. Which of the corpse are you from?
Oh, my friend. This is beyond corpse. But this also isn't the world you're used to. They said you've all had long days. We all have those kind of days, but I think it's safe to say each of you just had the worst days of your life. And...
Wasn't the best.
I wouldn't say that so much. Before the end, it was actually quite nice.
I read your file, Miss Maxwell. You're not wrong. Either way, each of you were about to meet a fairly untimely demise in your own timelines. And, well, the higher-ups saw, shall we say, potential in each of you. Now, I'm not upper management. I'm not here to say the whys and the hows. It's not like I'm HR. I didn't hire you. I'm simply here to get you acquainted. But each of you have skills. Each of you have a bit of a expertise. Most importantly, each of you has a factor we can't really put a name on. Something that's transmutable. Something that's able to move beyond boundaries. Either way, the three of you were selected to continue your lives after they should have ended. Now, this is fully voluntary. We are more than happy to recorrect timelines, re-put you in the places where you were, if you don't wish to partake in what we have to show you. But given your situations, I would assume yeses are in order.
Honey, I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, this fella's over here. I mean, I don't know what corpses you're talking about, but if there are corpses involved, I think I'm out.
Corporations.
Oh, my bad.
I don't think I had any plans after that night, so I'm willing to hear you out.
I think Ren wants to know what happened to her team.
Well, Miss Stewart, let's say your mission should have had no survivors. Count yourself lucky. Now, Miss Maxwell, I know this may be the most confusing from you. You come from a timeline much further back on the scales of progress, and that's fine. There's no judgment here. But have you heard of the advancements of computations, Miss Maxwell?
Computations? You mean
Yes.
like math? Adding and subtracting? Sure, I'm not an idiot.
Imagine machines that can do not millions, but billions of computations in the blink of an eye.
I think Doris Day was in that movie. Jeez. Sure. I've heard about these computers with the cards with the little holes in them, big massive machines that make typing easier, less difficult,
He
or something.
pulls what at first appears to be a pocket watch matching his suit out. And he slides it. He kind of half steps up and walks over to a coffee table, and he slides it across the table, face side up, and it clicks open. As it opens, another holographic projector comes out. It says, "Miss Maxwell, where I come from, they can be much smaller and do much, much more."
It's a cute gadget.
Well,
Seriously, this all seems awfully ridiculous to me. I mean, I'm willing to certainly, hear you out, because I certainly didn't want to go back to the moment that I just left. But I mean, this all seems terribly, terribly orchestrated, a little over the top, a little B movie, if you don't mind my saying so.
So I think Deckard would look at what was his name?
Sharpton.
Okay. And like look at Ava and he probably pulls off. He wears gloves most of the time, but he pulls off one of his gloves, and his hand is completely robotic. He just kind of like shows her, like, I think it's pretty clear we don't come from the same place, miss. And even like holds it out to shake, like, so she can see it.
And I think she would sort of reach out and touch it like you would a thing, kind of take it and turn it around and curious. Okay, you've got my attention now. Thank you, Duke.
Yes, Miss Maxwell, and thank you, Dr. Deckard. As I said, each of you are here for different specialities. Miss Maxwell, it's fair to assume you weren't chosen for your technical expertise. It's likely something a little up Mr. or Dr. Deckard's foray, and maybe even a bit of Captain Stewart. But Stewart, I believe you're here a bit more for the organizational sense. Is that not right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's whatever you say. I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Guess is as good as mine.
And Miss Maxwell, you, at least as your file says, you're more here for your adaptability. Let's say you get to live some very, very interesting roles in your near future.
No, there's no role I can't handle.
Exactly. That is likely why you were chosen. Now, that projector he had going up, at this point, it's kind of just an amorphous blob. He hasn't really set it to do anything. But he goes and he says, a bit of an explanation. Now that things are mostly settled, you all come from different timelines. Yes, Miss Maxwell, you may think of this as a bit B-movie. Dr. Deckard, I'm sure you've studied at least a bit on the subject. And Captain Stewart, I don't know of your training with black holes, but it's possible you've experienced a bit within this. Now, each of you can give a common knowledge roll to see how much through your own lens you would understand of like what timelines and stuff are.
Hey, a 6. I did something.
Hold on one. Holy. I rolled a 20.
So, Deckard, I'm not going to need to explain much to you. You've actually probably personally have researched this kind of stuff.
I mean, or at least through his drugs, he thinks he's seen alternate realities.
Yeah.
Well, that sort I'm also familiar with.
We can talk about that later.
And Ava Maxwell, what'd you get?
Oh, I have no clue what you're talking about, dude.
Okay, yeah. Your lens would have been B movies anyways, so you haven't seen such things. Ren, you're familiar with the basic concepts of things like quantum physics, folding time, tears in space-time, the kind of like rudimentary sci-fi stuff. As I said, Deckard, you would know one of the most fundamental things of once you do deep study, time travel is impossible. within this multiverse. You can't actually travel through time. Now, granted, the concept of branching timelines, stuff, decisions make different universes, blah, 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 blah. That's all true within this universe. And within your timeline, especially through some of your research or at least some reading you've done, it's been proven to be possible. Now,
can we say maybe one of the corporations, like the corporation that I worked for, that was something they were studying heavily because they were trying to capitalize on it somehow?
Oh, most definitely. Time travel would be incredibly lucrative.
Yeah.
And again, the biggest takeaway is time travel is impossible.
Right.
Now, with that, with all of you taken, this means while Ava may seem like she comes from about the 40s, you're probably from about 2300, and Ren's probably from about the year 3000.
Mm-hmm.
That's all your own personal timeline. That means the Big Bang or the creation of humanity and all start at different points in the universe. You're not actually from different times. It was just a different time in your universe. So time travel hasn't happened. Instead, you all got snatched and brought here. Now, granted, moving through time forward is always possible, so you don't know, especially with a 20, you don't know if they snatched you and you guys have been in cryo or something.
Right.
But the likelihood, given the technology, given the fact that they definitely couldn't have existed at Ava's time, means they are grabbing you from alternate timelines, alternate realities. And with this, Sharpton begins to explain a bit too of kind of the breakdown of this is your universe. This is what we call the multiverse. And he kind of opens his hand and a single like kind of galaxy splits into dozens. And every universe you live in, every aspect of the known universe is only one of many. They branch and they collect and they congregate. Sometimes they even remerge and collide and strangenesses happen. Sometimes congruent decisions end up leading to the same outcome, causing universes to merge back together. But all in all, what you consider the universe is the same as the Earth in the Milky Way. It is so much vaster than you could have imagined. And as with all of that, there is a center. There is a beginning. And it's kind of going through like a hologram version of explaining things similar, minus the mascot, of like the instructional video from Jurassic Park, where it's breaking it down to its most rudimentary. And it's showing the concepts of branching universes and stuff. And as he's saying that, showing branching universes and rewinding it all the way back to everything came from one universe at some point, where they could have branched. My colleagues come from what we like to call the Alpha, the original timeline. It puts them much, much further along than other universes. And most importantly, it's a bit of an anchor point. Now, because of that, damages and influxes within universes tend to ripple all the way back here. Not much of an issue as things go accordingly. A universe collides here or there, it's natural phenomenon. It's like having an earthquake on a chronological scale. But every so often, others find their way into the resources we have. The ability to transfer universes. And that's where things can go wrong. Now, we don't take others from their timeline lightly. As we said, you were all selected. Consider yourselves special. But rogue agents do find their way into other universes, and it rarely goes well. And even when it goes well, it's going against the natural courses of nature, which always has consequences. So you three, as well as several others in our organization, are tasked with handling these anomalies. Being new we have, and at this point he kind of reaches to the side of his chair and he pulls out a manila folder with several papers. A bit of a trial run, as you were. It's a universe designated Omega 9 category. It's basically on its last legs. To put it simply, kids, if you screw up, not that much is going to happen. It's about to die anyways. But it's a good way to get your feet wet. If things go well, we kind of introduce you in more into the fold of how things go. And who knows, maybe one day you'll make your way up to middle management, as there's a bit of smugness to him. But
we should all aspire to be as successful as he is.
Sharpton, the man who's happy to be middle management.
Yeah.
But with that, I think it's best to just get the ball rolling right away. And he kind of opens and looks and he says, especially given there doesn't seem much time left on this file. And he picks up his pocket watch, closes it. And the door you guys came through, which on this end looks like a fairly standard door, he reopens it. And it's outside.
Well, that's neat.
Where is that? When is that?
When is that?
As I said,
when you say outside, is it like the woods? Is it?
It's a bit of the woods. There's definitely a sulfur smell coming from it. Fairly withered trees, but you do still see some green leaves around.
I think I would turn around and say to Mr. Sharpton, just out of curiosity, are we dressed appropriately?
Yes. This is partially why we like to pick universes like this. Trust me, there's several dozen of them any given day. It's a bit of a hodgepodge out there. Post-apocalypse, things have already gone awry. They reached a high enough tech level, none of you should have anything that shouldn't belong.
Well, I guess there's no going back.
Oh, what's our goal going through this door?
Someone who's willing to do reconnaissance. You were the one that accessed the camera, weren't you, Deckard?
Yeah. Don't think it was Miss Maxwell here.
Alright, he pulls out a couple pieces of paper from the folder and he says, there have been disappearances in the area. Disappearances who were supposed to live at least several more decades, according to our calculations. Now this is coming
Disappearances of what kind of folk?
Standard people. I'll be honest with you, Miss Maxwell, this isn't the most glamorous of locations. You're near a swamp, a local farming village, actually, known as Black Bog. Mostly fishermen, nothing too outlandish, and 5 or 6 of them never returned home in the last few months. It's enough to pull up as an anomaly on our sensors.
I assume this, in your calculations, isn't supposed to happen?
No, that is quite right.
All right, kids, let's get this over with. Anything else we need to know, Sharpton, before we head off into your black bog?
I mean, he gives us the folder, or...
No, he
No,
does
he
not
doesn't.
give you the folder.
Okay.
Any
Can
maps?
I look at the folder before we go?
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Stewart. You're not clearanced for this yet.
Okay. Well.
I am going to. Can I do an empathy read? Use my a PowerPoint to do an empathy read on him.
Yes.
That is a 10.
Nice. All right. I need to double check empathy because that's one of the newer powers.
Basically, you roll. We do my psionics versus your spirit.
Okay. So I oppose with
and then
spirit.
if I prevail, I get a +1 or a +2 on a performance, intimidation, or taunt, or persuasion.
Yeah, he got a 5, so you succeed with a raise.
Okay, so then I will I will roll for persuasion.
Okay. And what are you doing in your persuasion?
I'm basically going to ask him to give the captain a little sneak peek, just a little peek at the file.
All right.
Just between us. All right, so that is a 7.
You actually got it with a raise. I'll just say.
Oh. Just a little peek.
It's against protocol, but it couldn't hurt too much. So he doesn't hand you the file, because again, against protocol, but he does kind of lean it towards you in a way that you could glance some information. Yes. So you can give me a notice roll, and that'll determine how much you grab.
Okay. Notice. Ooh, 14.
Wow,
successful.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so you get a few things. And one of them I really wasn't expecting you to get. So the first thing you notice is he has kind of paper clipped on a photo. And it's a bit grainy. You're not sure what they used to photograph this. But it shows someone or something moving through this like boggy, swampy area. And it's a humanoid, but they're completely gray with a featureless face. Looks like they're made of metal. You notice clipped to it another piece of information, which with the raise, you get reports of Nempeth predatory plant life. So some kind of predatory piece of plant.
Mm-hmm.
And then with 2 raises, you catch just in the corner, and it's partially covered by the paper that's clipped onto it about this plant life. Mm-hmm. It looks like jotted in red ink. Is this Adam? But all the letters in Adam are capitalized.
And it's spelled ADAM?
Yes.
Adam.
So as we leave, I'll just touch him on the cheek, give him a little wink. Thanks, sweetie.
And how do we get back?
Oh, yes. Look, straightening his tie, kind of, and he reaches in and he gives you a similar pocket watch to his, and it has on the front of it is multiple overlapping circles that kind of almost create a flower petal. It's 13 of them, and then in the center, where they all like leave a void, is embossed up almost as if like a star.
Okay.
He says this'll do the best. This'll let you communicate back to headquarters if absolutely necessary, though this is designated a training mission. So any aid needed will be reported in your files. As well as upon completion, you can report back. We will open a rift nearby and you can vacate.
Fair enough.
Alrighty.
So, see you soon.
Go find these fishermen who don't know who got lost. I don't know.
It says, yes, the town is about a mile north, by the way.
So you couldn't drop us right there?
Given that you've gotten empathy, he's already kind of like, he says, well, there's 2 factors there. First of all, we open an interdimensional portal in the middle of town that may confuse a bit of the locals. But additionally, well, we have perfected the ability to transfer you to nearly any universe within the infinite vastness of the multiverse. That's already hitting a nail in a tornado. Getting you in town? At least we got the right continent this time.
Fair enough.
Apparently, these computers don't work as well as you think. So have we already stepped through the door?
No
Or we
one
still-
has said they had, so I'm not.
No, yeah.
This is like your big leap moment. I'm not like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sort of turn away from Sharpton, and I'm going to look at the two of you, kind of assess you both. Well, you two appear to be appropriately equipped. I'm going to point at your weapon, Ren. Is that some sort of ray gun, I suppose?
Close enough.
Then after you, my dear.
The rays are bullets.
She takes the lead. She would definitely.
All right.
No, she doesn't mind going first.
Yeah, I feel like Decker would probably go last, just to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Nice.
Behind you.
I will say, now that you guys are entering a world, this doesn't have its own setting. This is, again, their first adventure. But it has setting rules.
Yay.
Namely, it has scavenging. So, since this is a post-apocalyptic setting, it's going to be somewhat easier for you to scavenge for supplies. And I have all the stuff there necessary if you guys end up needing to do that. Especially given that you just had whatever was on you when you should have died.
Cool.
Okay.
So once we step out, I'm gonna, turn and look back. I mean, does it
like
still
disappear?
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys look, it's almost like a quantum leap door where it's just a white rectangle. And he goes to close it, and like this side of the door, as it's closing, is almost just doing like a pan wipe of it disappearing until it's just like a white line, and then you kind of hear a faint click because it's just this like refurbished Victorian door, and it's gone.
Well, beats being dead.
I suppose, but you'd think anyone who had access to any dimension in any universe would have better brandy. So before we go tromping off into the bog, what really do you all think is happening here?
I mean, I definitely was gonna die.
It was probably likely.
Yeah. I thought that they brought me in to put my mind through a simulation that, well, never mind, not important. That or a bad trip, but I hadn't taken the latest cocktail, so.
Well, I don't know if this is real or a dream or what, but I suppose we ought to play along.
Oh, I think it's legit. She probably thinks it's legit.
Okay.
I mean, he might not be legit,
Do you know
but
how to protect yourself?
I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
Yes.
Well, apparently at the last moment, not so much, but I really didn't think he was gonna. Anyway, I do have this, and out of the pocket of my mink coat, I pull out an automatic pistol. It's served me well so far. Not that I've ever had to shoot it.
well, I
I
hope
love
you know how
the
to
visual of the mink coat in a swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to be real hard to get out later.
Well, Captain, after you.
All right, so I don't know. I guess I give them like a little lowdown on what I saw inside the folder. You know, this, and something about an atom. I guess we just make our way towards the city, right?
Yeah. I guess we you said it's a mile north, Bobby?
Yep.
All right. I assume we can't see it from where we are. It's a little too forested and.
If you guys give
Yeah,
me
what do we see when we
notice
look around?
rolls- Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody give me a notice roll.
Sure.
Okay.
I like this online dice roller.
Me too. I got a 13.
Nice. I got a 10.
It looks like swamp.
It
It
looks
looks like
swamp.
well,
All right, so Ren and Deckard, you both see in the distance the very thin wisps of smoke, likely from settlement. Deckard, you're able to gather, kind of figure out how many. It's definitely a settlement. Both of you can figure that. But Deckard, there's definitely less than 100 people. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
small.
Shouldn't be too hard to figure out who's missing.
Let's get this over with. I'm gonna start tromping towards the smoke that you guys are pointing at.
I feel like we just head over warily.
Yeah.
I'd probably
Yeah.
keeping an eye out because he did say that there was like some dangerous stuff here.
Yeah, and there's plant monsters, guys, or something.
Huh.
So what does the vegetation look like? Vegetation any of us would be familiar with from our time?
This is Earth. So it's still Earth, but definite things seem vastly overgrown. This is a world that entered World War III about 120 years ago.
Mhm.
So it's been post-apocalyptic for a while. Long enough that life has kind of come back, things have begun to overgrow back, but what's overgrown is now thicker and gnarlier, especially in the swamp. You're seeing trees coming up, but even up in the swamp water, you see kind of almost like vine, a combination of like green roots. So it's like a vine, but the thickness of a root with like red thorns off of it arcing up out of the water and back down and stuff.
Yeah, we'll avoid that.
So I assume that we're sort of, are we walking abreast or single filed?
I feel like probably 3 across.
Okay, I'll stay in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So a mile-long walk is pretty long if you're not hustling. Long enough for anybody to kind of tell any stories, get to know. So does anyone want to interlude? Get to know
Sure.
each other at all? All right.
Sure.
Now, again, you can choose whether this is your death or anything about you or any of that, but we are going to use the cards. So, Ava, it seems like Ava would be the first to start spilling her backstory.
Yeah, makes sense.
That sounds right.
Spades, so it's definitely Ava, because it's a story of victory.
Yeah.
So you all are from the future, I take it. Do they still have pictures? Moving pictures, movies, motion pictures, films?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, excellent.
Industry.
Then you've probably heard of me. I didn't properly introduce myself. I'm Ava Maxwell. I am a star of stage and screen, predominantly screen. I'm sure you've seen some of my better pictures, The Seven Veils of Salome and a Clotilde of the Tower, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Nope.
I don't watch much TV.
Oh, no, these would be films in the theater, not television, dear. These are actual films.
Film.
Perhaps, yes, on film with cameras.
That's cute.
Yes, well, even perhaps I'm sure you've heard of Blind Passions.
Oh,
Blind
yeah.
Passions. Yes,
Certainly.
of course. Well, that was my first starring role. I was nominated for an Academy Award. I didn't win, of course. That was Joan. But I was nominated, and it's an honor to be nominated.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
I don't. Perhaps not. Perhaps not.
Well, you never know. Maybe we do these couple jobs for these guys and they'll set us up good. I don't think so, though.
I was in a television show once. Not really. It was just the background, though. I think I was an extra.
Wow, you look like an extra, dear. You've got that sort of pretty but nondescript face. The kind that provides a little screen, a little texture, and
Very
that body
textured
is,
face.
yeah. Well, it's you don't want the dumpy girls for sure, or the super plain girls, or the homely girls. You want the ones who are, nice looking, pleasant, like you, sweetie.
So at that point,
Thank you.
you guys are beginning to see you're definitely beginning to come up on the town. Now, I'm gonna make a quick roll. All right, and all of you can give me notice rolls.
All right, online dice roller. Oh, okay. I got a 5.
I got a 4.
All right. You hear the sounds of movement in kind of the brush near you as you're getting closer. Ran out of the corner of your eye, you definitely know you saw something move, but only for about a half second.
Was it metallic?
It did not appear to be metallic.
We come in peace.
I'm gonna say, Ren, you get to act first.
You said we didn't really see what it was.
No, you just caught. You're definitely sure it's on your left side. You know roughly its location, but you didn't get a clean look at it.
Can I? I'm trying to. Should I call out or else? I mean, so are we walking in a swamp or a field? Or
you're on a path.
We're on a path. Okay.
There's kind of there's patches of swamp all over. To your right is a vast swamp. To your left, every so often you get probably about 50 to 60 feet of like almost like a big puddle of swamp.
Like wetlands, kind of.
Yeah, you're basically in wetlands.
But this is like almost a road.
Yes. In fact, what you're on appears well traveled. You're on a road.
I don't know. Can I hold?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I don't know if she would probably just like have her gun with her, but other than that, I don't think.
All right, Deckard, you didn't get a good idea of where they are, but you know it's to your left side. You're the next that can act.
Hold on a sec.
Riveting.
Sorry. For anyone who is watching, Kim and I are on a family vacation. So people are bothering me, at least, looking for Kimmy. Because we're in 2 separate rooms.
Hiding in the attic.
I'm hiding upstairs.
This is a bit of a pilot. On top of everything.
So Eggard would probably he'd have his shotgun ready, but not up. And we're how close to the town would you say we are?
Maybe a couple hundred feet. Like,
so we're pretty close.
Where the town is, so yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably just call out and be like, "Whoever's there, we ain't here for any trouble."
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
Can I support him with that? Just continuing to say the same thing. We come in peace. We are here to help.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Ren has her
because it's before they'll act before you. But I'll allow it at -2.
So that is. So I rolled a 10. So that's a +2. Is that right?
Yeah. So that would put me at a 5. So
nice. That's good enough. That coming out of the brush is at first you're not sure if it's like a wolf person or what, because first thing you see is kind of like a wolf's head, but you realize it's just the top part over somebody's actual head with straps, kind of as a helmet. And you see a combination of like leather armor and a football jersey. And it's this youngish kid with a spear that very obviously was made out of a muffler, because just below the spear tip is the muffler. And he's just, sorry, I'm on watch right now. We're worried of kidnappers. And he kind of like
How old's this
pulls
kid?
his hat up. He's maybe 18, 19.
Okay.
He's an adult, but technically.
Yeah.
So I would be like, I understand your situation, darling. You look very distressed and stressed out. I can assure you, we are not kidnappers. We are here to discover and perhaps assist you folk in the town. If you wouldn't mind escorting us in, as a good watchman would, we would appreciate actually the a brave lad such as yourself guiding us to the town.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll and you should be fine on that.
That's a 9.
Oh, nice. So you got the raise. Oh, yeah. You must be from the settlements to the north. I'm glad. Yeah. I'll take you to the elder. And he's
to the elder.
To the elder, yeah. And he's definitely very nervous. It's very much this kind of thing of, he's young, he's healthy, so he's on guard duty for the settlement. But young, healthy people are going missing. And he's still kind of a kid, so he's terrified. So he's happy. You don't seem to be a threat. You're already telling him things he wants to hear. And you find out they had apparently sent out word for help to another settlement to the north. But he takes you in, and look around. This is a town that currently has 44 people living in it. So it is small. It is a handful of families. It's definitely fishing based. There's not any kind of inn or anything like that. There's mostly huts. In fact, most of them seem to be huts of things like large sheets of bark from these much more gnarled, stronger trees combined with like sheet metal they found and stuff like that. A couple of them are built up on partial frameworks of remaining buildings, but not much. Except for the elder. The elder, while it's beat up, he has an old RV, which is the closest thing to a full house this place has. And remember, the apocalypse happened 120 years ago, so this is an RV that was made at least 120 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been reinforced and patched, but it's definitely a complete structure. And from it you see, like, it's an RV, but it looks like it's about late 20th century. Basically a fairly modern RV when things kind of happened.
Mm-hmm. I assume it's like up on blocks. It doesn't have wheels or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wheel's long, rotted away.
Yeah.
And he goes and he knocks and things open. And there's a much older man. He has this tattered. It's not so much a shirt, like it's old. This is 120 years ago. This is more of he's wearing a tunic made of braided, like cabled tattards of cotton shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks and he's like, Jeremy, what are the outsiders doing? And he explains, they're from the north. They're here to help us with the missing people. And he kind of eyes them up and down, and he gives you this very odd look. Ooh. His insight is very good. And Ava, you can give me a common knowledge roll. because it's the best way to determine this.
I'm gonna spend my first Benny on that one.
Oh yeah.
That's a 6.
Nice. So Ava's not aware she's psychic yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it's not so much like, oh, it's another psychic, but you sense something in him.
Okay.
And as he's looking at you, you get a kind of feeling as if he's looking into you the same way you can look into others.
Mm-hmm. So I just get kind of a good, sort of sense of him.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like it's aggressive or just
No,
sort of?
It's probing.
Okay. So I'm going to do it right back. So I am going to do an empathy roll just to kind of get a sense of him as well, to get an advantage if I try to persuade him of something. And he will roll his spirit versus me.
And he's a wild card, so I'm going to be using a Benny. I'll use both of his Bennies. Alright, what'd you get?
I rolled a 5.
Okay, he rolled an 11 to resist it.
Okay.
So you go look back, and he goes, "Ha ha! You have been touched too. Come in, come in. They mean us no harm, Jeremy."
And I would definitely, look at Jeremy, and I before we go in, I'd say, Jeremy, thank you very much for being an excellent guard and an excellent guide. Really, really do appreciate your assistance, and I'll be sure to tell your father that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll walk into the RV behind the elder.
And it is a strange sight. He said, make yourself comfortable. I was simply consulting the sages. And he has like 5 Grateful Dead teddy bears. But he goes, I sense you are not telling the full truth, but you mean us no harm. It is desperate times, so I do not much care where you came from.
Well,
but what do you need to know?
We certainly don't mean you any harm. As you know, we've been sent to assist you. We've heard that some folks, some young people like Jeremy, have gone disappearing, and well, we just want to assist you in stopping this atrocity, and of course, hopefully recovering your young people. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ava Maxwell, and this is my team. This is Captain Stewart, and this is Dr. Decker. Believe me, they are just as trustworthy as I am.
Yes.
Pleasure.
It is a pleasure. You all seem good of soul. Well, as I said, I do not much care how you found out about this. Oh, sorry, my back locked. I do not care much how you found out about us, but we are in need. We had several of our fishermen disappear. I sent word to the north of a reward. It is yours if you can aid us.
What sort of reward?
So, with the stuff you guys have already done, he'll say, well, we have supplies. And he goes, and there's like a box that says Nutrabar. And he opens it, and there's 12, like, just really old Nutrabars. Now they do look like kind of like slightly future. Like this was near future when all of this happened. As well as now, given your abilities, we not much of a place to barter, but we also have this. And he pulls out like a shopping cart with spare electronics. Deckard, you can give me an electronics roll.
Sure. I wish I remembered what my defining interest was.
It was like surgeon.
Yeah, back alley surgeon or something.
Something
like
about
that.
surgery. This one
In the back alley.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't matter because I rolled a 13.
Oh wow. Yeah, this stuff, it's below your tech level, but still decent stuff. It's probably about $250 worth of gear. Like, none of it's complete, but spare parts are spare parts.
Yeah. Well, I can't speak for my companions here, but I think it would be just fine if you guys kept the food for yourselves. You look like you'd use it more than we could. The electronics, we'll take them off your hands, though.
I'll also say, you rolled high enough, you are pretty sure you could fashion some of these parts into 2 items, given some time. A rebreather. You could probably build yourself a small rebreather and a sensor suite.
Okay.
You could make both of those with the items.
Awesome.
And I would be looking confused because I don't see any food.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, dear. I didn't get your name.
Oh, yes.
That's the elder.
I am Elder Garcia.
It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure, Mr. Garcia. Perhaps you could give us a little more information about these missing folk. I understand one of them's name is Adam.
No, we don't have an Adam in our midst.
What is an atom?
I would assume someone named Adam.
Oh, I thought you were saying like it was a thing.
Well, I mean, you did read that it was all in capital letters, right?
Yeah.
So
It could,
Oh,
that's a thing.
sorry.
It could be an acronym.
Yeah.
I am
Uh,
awesome.
Now, I will say,
you are awesome.
Tired. I was gonna say
one
I'm
of
sorry.
our locals witnessed one of the attacks a bit from afar. But an old friend of mine, Girel, in town, he saw one of the attacks. He may be able to provide some information.
Well, please do introduce us.
Yes, introductions would be appreciated. And he gets down, like he goes to leave the RV and stuff. And he rummages in his stuff and he pulls out a little clicker and he beeps. You hear boop boop. And on the back of the RV is a very old rascal scooter with several like decorative charms and things being rebuilt. And you know, it's the shaman's throne.
Of course.
And it's incredibly old. The battery barely holds a charge, so it like walking, you'd move 4 times faster than it.
Yeah.
So as we're walking, I would just be asking some more information, like how many people have gone missing?
Yeah.
How long has this been going on? What's, is it always the same thing, same time of day? Is it in
Anything.
town? Is it when they're outside of town? I would just be asking all manner of questions.
So they started about 2 weeks ago when a trade wagon headed for Bogsburg from Charfields, which is the settlement to the north, was ransacked. A man and a woman were supposed to be. They typically do that caravan route. They never arrived. So they found the caravan there. None of the food, none of the supplies were taken. That's actually where they were able to get the Nutribars and stuff to pay people, but the man and woman were gone. Since then, 2 other fishermen went missing, and then another one went missing just last night. So in 2 weeks, 5 people have disappeared.
Have you noticed any strangers in the area? Anyone camping in the swamp or the bog or out in the wood?
We don't travel too deep into the waters. We try to keep our fishermen close. We can catch eels and pads and all that. Like, you don't want to go too deep in. It's the Uncharted. We're a simple community. We keep home. We don't venture into those.
So, in terms of the small perimeter that you, and it makes sense that you are very cautious. You haven't noticed anyone, no new folk.
Oh, you are the only new folk we have seen in 2 seasons?
Let me ask you this, and this may sound ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Yes. My brother-in-law says hello.
Very nice. Uh-oh.
And my sister. Sorry. Do you want any ice cream?
See, the ice cream came.
There's the ice cream.
I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, so I would ask him, so so you've never seen any or heard tale of any sort of metallic man walking about, a tin man perhaps? Sometimes I've heard stories of tin men being found out in, say, a field,
Give me one
who
sec.
actually act like people.
That's a bit bigoted, the term tin man. Sorry.
Well,
No,
I mean,
that actually fully fits Ava.
Due respect. Due respect,
You say,
Doctor.
no, the last of the Cyborg Legion fell not 50 years ago.
Those cyborgs.
Yeah, he hasn't noticed your hand yet.
Oh, he's wearing gloves. So
Make sure he don't.
And I'm just gonna be like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna look at Dr. Deckard and shake my head. And then just I guess we walk until we get to
Yeah, which is, it's taking longer because of how slow he is. Because it's across the street. It's across the dirt road. Is a thing, and he kind of, in his basket, he has a walking stick with like a rotted tennis ball on the end of it. And he kind of raps on the one of the sheet metal, and he says, "Gorel, get your ass out here." And kind of shambling out is Gorel. If you took the word elder literally, Gorel probably should be the elder. Because he looks like he's... Basically, the best way to describe him is when Jafar transforms himself into an old man at the Cave of Wonders. That is Gorel. Nice. He comes out with this long beard, his skin's taut against the bone. Garcia, what do you want? What is... Newcomers. What do you bring them, Garcia? Are they from the attacks? Shall we string them up?
Oh, slow down.
Slow down, Gorel. They're from the north. They're here to help us. Oh, yes, the north. Okay. And you very quickly understand Gorel probably was passed up for elder for good reason. The post-apocalyptic area is going to do a lot to people's brains.
Yeah.
But you want Garcia? Do you want me to tell them what I told you? Yeah. Yes, Gorel. That's why we're here. And he kind of goes into it. Okay. And he kind of very much gets into this pose of like, I'm going to be a storyteller now. So, you know, he's the Ava of the group. They didn't see much. It was after sunset, though a bit of an odd time to stay on the waters. Tayden waited a little ways off to collect a few of our nets. Oh, that boy. But then he shouted for help, and there was splashing and a struggle. Oh, the struggle. I saw 2 others. They were shadows. By the time I retrieved my spear, one of them was gone with Tayden. The other one, what was it I saw? It had no face. It was a being of the swamps. Only a blank gray egg. They should have. Then it too was gone faster than anything. I ran. Tayden, forgive me. I ran. Did not save you. I ran as fast as I could, and I left the nuts.
Well, discretion's better part of valor and all that. Sure, you did what you could.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. How
Tayden!
Moving on.
Right.
And he just has this blank stare where he's like looking through you.
I would just be like, snap to, sweetie. If you want Tayden back, you need to stay with us. You need to stay strong. Stay strong for Tayden.
For Tayden. Yep.
For Tayden.
How large were these creatures?
Or the size of a Tayden.
How big was Tayden? Was he as big as?
About
Dr.
5'6".
Oh, okay. So about my height. So there are only 2 of them. Well, that shouldn't be that difficult to take care of. What do you think, Doctor? Captain, you're obviously more geared towards these type of adventures than I, but is there anything else we need to know? I mean, it seems like Garel here did the best he could, but didn't do much.
You have any idea where they might have taken them?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
And I would support him in that.
Yeah.
Because we're all sitting there talking.
Yeah.
Can I support too? I know
Yes.
I'm not. Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
So that's a +2 from me.
Cool.
I got a 5.
So +1.
Yeah, +1.
That puts me at an 8 then.
Nice. It is opposed. He got a 5. Says, we could take you where they were, but I don't want to go where they were. But Tayden would want me to go where they were. But Tayden!
You're a brave man. Brave.
Yes, I am. Yes, I must be brave. I must. Yes, Garel will take you. Garel will take you where he lost his Tayden.
Well, we appreciate that.
And he immediately began shambling
Yeah.
Okay.
down the road.
Is Mr. Garcia coming with us?
No.
I imagine he's like.
He's
and
like,
I-
yes, and then boop, boop. It appears I must recharge the throne. And he just kind of like scooters with one foot it back across the road.
That's so fancy.
Again, I would sort of, lag behind and let others lead the way.
Now, Deckard, given that this is some rudimentary stuff, I will let you attempt to assemble one item as you walk at a -2 if you want to.
Oh, sure. Oh, did they give us the parts up front?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah, since you didn't take the food, they'll give you the parts.
Cool.
They were going to give you the food up front, but you did the noble thing and let them keep the food.
Yeah.
Again, what food are you talking about?
They look.
Those bars, they were. I don't know if
They're labeled in the adventure as ancient but still edible.
Oh dear.
What's my?
I'll let you try one. I pull like a better one out of my jacket.
Would this be a repair roll, Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I'll
what I
say at
figured.
-2 since you're doing it while walking.
Yes.
Do you
And-
want
and
to
I-
put together the sensor or the rebreather?
I think both could probably be useful.
Yeah, both are useful.
I assume the sensor would give me a +2 to like notice or something like that.
Yeah, sensor gives you +2 to notice rolls made to designated target types such as biological beings, chemical signatures, metal, etc. For 50 yards, the rebreather gives you +2 to resist harmful gases or atmospheres.
I feel like in a post-apocalyptic swamp that might be useful.
So's the metal thing.
So
Yeah.
is being able to detect things like chemicals.
Yeah. I'll go for the sensors.
Okay. Yeah, so give me a repair at -2 as you guys are going. He shambles.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a penny on that.
And he's shambling about a quarter mile away
Oh.
from
And
town.
I'm eating that candy bar,
Nice.
I got
which
an
I
8.
think is the worst candy bar I've ever had in my life.
What'd you get, Deckard?
I got an 8.
Nice. All right, so
That's-
you get it in plenty of time.
Cool.
In fact, with a raise, I'll say you get it, and you already have settings set as you get it, and when you power it up, it goes, and you immediately get it's picking up background radiation from that swamp.
Nice.
Good.
That swamp is radioactive.
Like badly radioactive. Like if we go in here, we're gonna cook.
Not. It's more like a slow cooker than
Okay.
a microwave.
Rock pot.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, it just starts clicking off the charts. I'm like, yeah, this is ain't great, folks.
He gets to it. And as you're doing that, he's like, yes, I lost my Taden right there. And he points into the bog. Because, he's getting nuts from fishing.
Sure.
I took him further in. I don't know how deep.
We have a boat. I don't think we want to spend too much time in this water.
Oh, are
Yeah.
we in the water?
He's not yet, but he's
Okay.
pointing into the water. And he says,
Yeah.
boat?
You know,
A floaty
We are
thing.
not in the seas. I've heard of boats in the seas.
Well, all right, let's break this down real simple. You know how, like, you put a stick in the water and it floats?
Yes.
You put a bunch of sticks together, tie them together, you have a raft. Do you know what a raft is?
And
Yes,
canoe-
I am not stupid, but the water goes up to my waist.
All right.
Right.
Which, as you look down, you see like exposed part of his legs, and parts of his legs have scales on them.
nice.
Very nice.
Because mutations is part of this setting.
Excellent. So Mike wants to just dive right in. Probably not.
Well, I would definitely say this is the challenge. Can we just like sort of walk up to the sort of the edge of the radioactive area? And I'm going to assume, Dr. Decker, you will explain radiation to me at some point.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to ask you how much you know about radiation.
Well, I did go to a tanning salon for some time, and frankly, it started to give me those little age spots. So, I understand that there is some, light wave radiation.
So you're from the 50s, right?
Yes,
Okay, so you'd have some idea because
because
bomb and
right.
all that. So.
right. So my idea of anything sort of, is like atom bomby. But I wouldn't know a whole lot. Just like Geiger counters. Like I'm wondering if that thing you're carrying is a Geiger.
A Geiger counter.
Yeah,
Because I saw
exactly.
that in that movie.
Yep.
With the Geiger counter, so I know that it detects, invisible
Stuff.
rays
Right.
in
Yes.
the air.
I used to tan, so I'm basically an expert.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But
And I understand that it's dangerous.
right. So would I be able to tell? So I mean, I'm a doctor. So The levels, would I be able to tell how long we could be exposed
Give me
to
a
them?
science roll.
Sure. Science. Would anyone like to support me with that roll?
I don't have that. Oh yeah, I think tanning is radiation. So
I wasn't sure if Ren had any science or not.
Oh, just electronics. I mean, I have. Would survival apply at all?
Yeah.
Nah.
Given
Yeah.
that you were on spaceships.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll support. Nope, I won't because it's a 3. So.
You get free reroll.
yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
free
free
roll.
reroll. All right. Good old reliable Ren.
Reliable is such a good edge.
I got a 4.
Sweet,
Alright.
that brings me
Plus
up
one?
to roll.
Yeah, so you know like the basics of like why they're shielding on a warp core and shit.
Right.
Yeah, so that brings me up to a 4. So
All right, yeah. So you guys aren't living here. Don't drink the water for sure, but in mechanical terms, you make a save once per day you're in it or exposed to it.
Okay.
So it's not like every hour you trudge through.
Right.
But every day you go into that water, at the end of that day, we're making a save to see if you get some radiation sickness.
cool. All right,
Okay.
yeah, I'd tell them as long as we're quick and careful, don't drink anything, we should be all right, or all right enough at least.
What's our guide's name right now?
Garel.
Garel, you said it was up to your waist?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Grell's also fairly small. These people
This
are
is-
malnourished. So, like, 5'6" was, like, a good hardy boy.
Okay.
Grell's probably hunched and, like, 5'2".
I'm like, the one thing is, none of us plan on having any children, right? I wouldn't recommend it after this.
Are you allowed to be time hopping, dementia hopping?
As you say that, he goes,
Yes.
Tayden!
Oh boy.
Begins glancing off.
All
Yeah.
right.
If you don't mind, folks, I'll stand here and watch your back. I'm not really the jump in the bog kind of a guy.
Oh, you might have to be, miss.
So how far away is sort of the spot where Tayden was taken?
So, where Tayden was taken is about 50 feet from the shore. Now, he said they took him and then kept going deeper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to have a lookout. That's just
Well, who knows how much deeper we have to go?
true.
Well, why don't we just see? I tell you what, Captain Stewart, why don't you just walk out a little ways and see what you can see, and we'll stand here, and perhaps you'll find some clue or something in the water.
I don't know. That's fine with me. Does
Go.
does Dr. Deckard want to go? Because he's
Yeah.
got his Geiger thingy, or do you?
Sure. I'll
I
go.
mean-
We can both go.
Yeah, we'll both go. That's fine. 4 eyes are better than 2.
Right.
And then
Deckard, I mean,
Ava's got our back.
exposed to a lot of radiation in his life anyway, so he's not too worried about it.
Yeah, Ava's a little freaked out by the whole thing.
It's all
And
right,
she's-
Ava.
and I'm going to be standing next to Garel, asking him some additional questions and saying, Garel says it's, a little further in or a little to the left,
Where this happened.
to
Right.
get, and then, point again the direction that they took Tayden, to get
Yeah.
like more specific details,
Now,
sort of quizzing.
where he left, and once you guys start heading out there, it's not that hard, because Gorell left the nets, and Tayden never got to get the nets. So about 50 feet in, the nets are still there, and they're squirming and thrashing as they're full of fish and eels.
Oh, great. My favorite. This is lovely. Everything's cool.
It says eels in the adventure. I just want to note that.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing I didn't take phobia eels.
So close, and it would have been
Oh my
hilarious.
God, that's right. That is right.
Hmm.
talked her out of it, dude.
I shouldn't have. I don't think it would ever come up.
Eels will never come up. Nets are
First.
full of wriggling eels and fish.
Nice.
Lovely.
She still can't swim, so that's good.
Well, okay.
But
well,
other than that,
Oh, right.
it's only waist deep, guys.
this
Come
area,
on.
once you guys start getting closer, this area is quiet. You start to notice you don't hear bugs around here.
We were explained that they were like metal dudes, or a metal dude, or we saw the picture anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He explained a gray guy without a face. Can I use the scanner to detect any kind of like electronics working around here?
Other
Yeah.
than yourself.
Other than myself, obviously.
Yeah, so you'll get +2 on the notice roll.
Cool. All right, that's a 7.
Nice. So the first thing you notice is it starts picking up some vague electromagnetic signatures. It's getting set off a little bit by these eels. They apparently are giving off an electric field as well. The fish wriggling may just be convulsing, honestly.
They might be a little cooked.
But you also notice near that is a patch of like clear slime. Which you can give me a healing or a science roll.
I think healing. 9.
Yeah, looking, you catch the scent of it, especially with your sensor, and you can quickly like shift over and do a bit of analysis. It's a powerful antiseptic. In fact, potent enough, it would be a numbing agent.
Interesting. Can I take a small sample of that?
Yeah, give me a science roll.
Sure.
Crit fail. Paralyze yourself.
I just drink it instead of taking a sample of it. Like,
no, that's when like the vial breaks and you cut yourself and it goes into your skin.
My metal hand.
No, it'd be your other hand.
Yeah. I got a 5 though.
Okay, yeah, so you have a sample of it.
So how wide is this body of water? Like, are they walking straight out into the center of it? Is it a fairly small
It
pond?
goes beyond what you can see. This is the like swamps off to the right. So this is like acres of swamp.
Yeah.
But can I like follow along on the shore to kind of
now, yes.
keep abreast of them?
For now, yes, but there are trees and stuff that'll slowly have issues. And the deeper you go, the more dense the trees coming up out of the water are. Now, the other thing you'll notice is not far from it, and following the slime, like kind of clearish slime trail, it goes towards a small island. Actually, back by the trees with grassy tufts, and it looks like the slime's up onto that area.
Huh. Well, what do you think, Captain? Captain?
We can't hear you, Kimmy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. What do I think?
Did we see if there, when we did a notice roll, did we see if there actually were any rafts or canoes around?
Nope. You also didn't see any in the village.
I mean, should we follow that slime trail?
I thought.
How far away is the island?
About 60 feet from shore is where it starts.
Okay.
So they'll probably be leaving clear visibility soon.
So as soon as they start walking over to the island, I'll be like, damn it, and I'll just kind of follow them. But I'll still keep like about 30 feet back.
All right.
And I'll be picking my way through, trying to keep my mink out of the water.
So Deckard and Stuart, either of you could make a survival check.
All right,
I don't have that.
I'll do survival check. I'm gonna spend a Benny to re-roll.
So can you do like a notice roll to support a survival check? Like,
Yeah.
I could do that. I've been using my scanner anyway, trying to find stuff. So
Yeah.
Do we
Well,
get
you're
three
plus one,
bennies?
sure.
Yes, you have 3 bennies unless that just change it.
All right, cool. No, I'm gonna use a Benny to re-roll.
All right, I'm
you got a +1 from Mike.
Oh my god. I guess I'll spend another one because that's what I like to do.
I was gonna say, now do remember, if you crit fail, you can't spend a penny.
No, you're right. I got a 2 the first 2 times. So
Okay.
third time with a +1 from Mike, I got a 12.
Wow. Okay, so you very quickly spot in the grass. You start noticing indents, and you can kind of brush some of the grass away to see the mud there. That there are definite boot prints here, heavy boot prints. You see signs of they were dragging something. There's at least 2 sets of prints, and they head deeper in to the bog.
Cool.
Metal guy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, once you point out the tracks, I'd look at them too. Do I get any kind of like? I just don't get any kind of reading from them or anything, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but
no.
And it's still like midday, right? Like noon or something.
Yeah. Kind of this weird, like, constant twilight now. But the sky is also like a purplish hue.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'll catch up with these two.
Yeah, I would say maybe
we probably wait for you.
Yeah.
As you hear splash, splash, splash.
Wait, I'm coming. She's carrying her coat.
Exactly.
Above the water.
Trying to pick through it.
You know what I'm gonna do? Can I take a tick, like while we're sitting on this island looking at these things?
Yeah.
I want to pull out a few spare parts from. I assume I have like a bag or. Oh no, I keep them in my inner pockets of my jacket. So I'm like I said, like flim flam from.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you do have Gadgeteer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put together Gadgeteer. Other people can activate the gadgets now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on a minute. I pull some stuff out, and I'm just, and I look over at Red, and I'm like, give me your gun.
For
I'm just like wave. I'm like, impatiently like. Just...
She's like, all right, well, don't break it.
So he takes it and probably like
breaks it. No,
snaps it in half. Grabs a few. Well, I should roll first to make sure this doesn't go horribly wrong, but
because then you might actually break my gun.
It doesn't go horribly wrong.
Okay.
It goes with a raise. So I'm putting together a smite gadget.
I was gonna say, adding to her gun, I'm guessing it's smite.
Yeah, and it's just like a weird like frame. Your gun's a laser pistol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like almost looks like I don't know, like a focusing thing on the end of it. And he's like hands it back to her grip first. And he's like, just hit the little switch on it. It looks very like jury rigged and like it's not pretty. But he's like, just flip the switch on the side when you want to use it. I don't even think they have to roll, do they?
They are still.
Or does
gadgets.
It go off my?
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly double check. What is the trapping for it?
It's literally just like a beam focuser, basically.
Okay, so it accentuates the damage she already does.
Yeah.
Because you could technically just completely change her damage type.
Sure, that's true. Yeah, because I know with the Arcane Artificer, they roll up 9.
Weird edges, not weird edges, power edges.
Yeah.
Gadgeteer. Yeah, so it functions off the normal device rule.
Okay. See, I think when you use device, if somebody else uses them, they roll your weird science.
Yes.
So it's a D8 for future reference.
So she would roll that in addition to her shooting, or that's what she would roll instead of shooting?
She'd roll it to activate it.
She'll roll it to activate it, then it'll have the 5-round duration.
Gotcha.
Which, it is... Smite's only 2 power points, right?
Yes.
Are you putting 2 or 3 power points in it? Because you could put 3 power points and let it extend the duration.
Sure could.
If you don't think 5 rounds will do it, but it won't be enough to activate it a second time. So.
Uh,
But can't you keep it going after that? By
it
spending
falls
power
apart
points?
after
Oh, really?
with the arcane
That
with
sucks.
Gadgeteer, it just falls apart basically.
Gotcha.
Gadgeteer, he can make any power that's novice rank right now, but it has a lot more limitations.
Gotcha.
I'll actually add the +1 with armor piercing.
Nice.
Give you +2 armor because it's like a beam focuser.
Yeah.
So it'll drill them into little pews.
Pew. Instead of big pews, they're little pews.
Skinny pews.
And they're skinny pews.
Yeah, what's the AP bonus? 1 is 2. Yeah, so it does +4. Oh no, that's based on her activation roll, right? The +2 and plus.
And what do I have to roll to activate it again?
It's doing My Weird Science, which is a D8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're gonna activate it, just say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get a success, it does +2 damage. If you get a raise, it does +4 damage.
And either way, it adds 2 AP.
Yeah, and either way, it does 2 AP. All right, so you kind of whip that up. You guys have this trail leading further into the bog.
Huh?
Let's follow the trail.
Get on in. Maybe we should take it easy, quietly.
Yeah, sneaky.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right.
I'm trying to think of a 50s actress sneaking around a bog in her pink coat.
All right, so here's the thing.
I've got my sunglasses on. No one can tell it's me.
I need you to make another survival roll after you guys have already trekked a mile in.
Oh dear. We're all gonna die. No, I'm just kidding.
So
A
glad
5. Good
Cool.
enough.
You stay on track.
All right.
You are 2 miles in.
Oh dear. How
It
many
starts-
miles do we want to go?
I'm gonna do a notice roll just to see if there's anything around us in the trees or
Yeah.
lurking about watching us or anything.
And I was gonna activate the sensor again to see if I could pick up any electronical stuff.
All right.
I rolled a snake eyes. The first one.
Okay. I'm gonna add something that wasn't here.
Shitty.
But
Shitty,
Deckard,
shitty, shitty.
What were you doing?
I was using the sensor to keep an eye out for electronical things.
All right, so looking for electronic. You keep getting like residual energies. You're able to pick up eels every so often. It goes out 50 yards, which is a while, but like you guys have gone a mile. So
I was gonna say I rolled a 10, if that matters, or 12 actually, because it's +2. So I don't know if there's any way I can like gauge if the signals are getting any stronger or anything like that.
I will say. So Ren,
Yeah.
give me a notice roll at -2.
Alrighty.
Deckard, yours is at +1 because you're gonna get +3 to it. As you guys are trudging and you're doing stuff and you're busy, like Ren's busy tracking,
Me?
so
Yeah.
you're multi-actioning. Deckard, you would be busy searching, but these will happen to give a bonus.
I got an 8.
I got an 11. -2 is 9.
Oh, nice! You guys both got a raise. All right, so
I got a rock in my shoe and I'm leaning over to take it out.
oh yeah, so I got a Jack. Ava's not in this round. Decker got a 10, and Ren got a 9. I'm gonna judge the extra raises you guys get in a second card.
Cool.
So Decker got a queen, and Ren still got a 9. Deckard, you can react first, as since you were looking for electrical signals, you realize several of them are beginning to swarm around Ava's legs.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, good.
This is great.
So can we see the eels that
They're
assume
underwater, and this water is basically black.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in water? I thought we were on the island.
It goes up and down. You guys are
Okay, gotcha.
a mile out, so.
Okay.
Because water would be worse, and you had snake eyes, right now you're in water.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Hmm. Well, you know what? I have a shotgun. So I'm just gonna shoot into the water.
All right, let me know if you get a 1 or 2 on that skill die.
Sure will. Well, let me double check my shooting before I do this.
Please.
Maybe I won't shoot.
I believe Innocence you no longer have to miss.
What do you mean?
I don't remember.
For innocent bystanders, they tweaked it multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed in a couple of the edition updates.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to quickly pull that up while you're pulling up. It's legendary edges. Combat. Healing. Situational rules. Here we go. Innocent bystander. Okay, they brought it back to misses a shooting or athletics throwing roll.
Okay. You know what I'm actually going to do? Instead of trying to shoot them, because that could be dangerous, I'm going to try and boost this bigger to make her a little. When these things attack her, she's going to be able to take it.
You're like, this is bad, as a dart flies and pegs her.
Yeah. He probably hits a few things on his computer and just like shoots a dart like out of his wrist, which catches. They're like tiny, catches her in the neck. But like, well, I'll roll. We'll see. Maybe I roll snake eyes and explode or something.
Yeah,
My head explode my neck.
That's a success. Not a raid.
So your vigor goes up a die type, which also means your toughness goes up a die type.
So yeah, she probably feels pretty good.
Yeah, she's caught off guard. They do get the drop.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add additional recipients on that.
Okay.
Because
so
I forgot you could do that.
I was gonna say, is this gonna be a cloud instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just hit all three of us.
Just
because that's only 2 more power points. So.
Yep. 4, 5. Ava, does 5 hit your parry?
Of course, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course, yes.
All right. I assume not with a raise, though.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's possible.
6 versus your toughness.
So where is it attacking me? So I do have the mink coat, which gives me plus. Okay, so I don't have mink coat on my leg.
Okay.
So I would say that meets my toughness.
Okay. So shaken, but more importantly, as you go, I need you to make a vigor roll.
Good thing you got that boosted vigor.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That is 16.
Nice. You're not stunned.
Oh, thank God.
All right. Ren, you can react.
Oh dear.
I was originally just going to have Ava underwater, and I'm like, in radioactive water, that's going to be too mean.
Do laser pistols go underwater?
With
I mean,
the
they
smite?
superheat. Something I would point out, both Ren and Deckard, you guys can give me either science or common knowledge rolls.
I common knowledge.
Success with a raise.
All right, so Deckard, you'll definitely know
That's
this.
a 4.
Swamp gas is a thing.
Yeah.
Firearmed and lasers might ignite swamp gas. Now, you
So-
haven't been scanning for that.
Yeah.
So it's a chance. You don't know if there's any swamp gas to ignite right here. And meta, I'm just going to roll. But there's a chance. It just boom.
You're saying there's a chance. No, I mean, I also feel like shooting at them is pretty hard. It might be easier
Yeah.
to grab them anyway.
Can I? Yeah, but then I'll get electrocuted. Oh well.
You're tough.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
The 8 vigor probably right now.
I mean, I've never tried to punch an eel before or kick an eel. I feel like that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, you're a martial artist, so
Yeah, I know. All right, that's fine. I'll try. I'll attack it
All right.
in some way. Is it an it or a them? Like
It's
how
a
many of
them.
them? How many of them?
We're gonna say 4 or 5, but functionally, it's a swarm.
A
Okay.
swarm. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll just try and like kill a couple, stomp them with my feet, or throw them. Well, let's see how well
yes,
I do.
snake eyes.
Where's my sheet? Oh, there it is.
Oh, they actually don't. I forget swarms don't have to roll to hit.
Yeah, they just hit.
That's right. No parrying them.
Yep.
All right. Sorry.
Good thing you don't have phobia eels, though.
Good
Yeah.
thing.
Because this is eels.
Do I get?
Always eels.
So what's your fighting?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just martial artist gives me a +1 to fight.
Yep.
Yes.
And you'll have
Alright,
a +2
cool.
gang up.
All right. Cool. Oh no! All right, I'm spending my last Benny because I got
Okay.
a
Cutting and piercing weapons do no real damage.
I got a 5. Does that hit them?
Yeah.
No, 6. A 6,
Yeah,
I guess.
that hits.
2 gang up, too. Don't forget that.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
gang up. So an 8.
That's a hit with a raise.
Awesome. And my damage would be crap. What's my damage? Strength plus
D4.
D4.
And
Thank
then an
you.
extra D6 for the raise.
Okay. I wish I had my physical dice. It would be better for me.
It's easier.
All right, I only got a 6.
You splash in, and they're almost like jellyfish eels. They don't
Oh,
seem to have
lovely.
bones in them. Basically, imagine it like those tubes of liquid that when you grab, they kind of slip around because they're folded inside of themselves. It's living electrified versions of those. In fact, once you get up and see the front of them, the fronts are just like almost like a ringworm circle of teeth.
Oh, like a lamprey?
Yeah.
That's even worse than eels, I think.
All right. Next round. All right. I get a 7. Ava gets a 7, which beats mine. Deckard gets a 10. Ren gets a 9. So, Deckard, you get to react.
Let's see. What do I have that can deal with eels?
Yeah. Seeing their anatomy and the fact that they're a swarm, piercing doesn't seem to do much to them.
Right. I mean,
I won't say they're immune to it because eels are much bigger than like a swarm of insects, but
Yeah.
they'll definitely have a bonus.
I feel like I might just try the shotgun.
All right. They definitely seem to be starting to spread out from Ava.
Okay. Well, this might help. We'll see. Oh, damn. Okay. I rolled a 12.
That's a hit with a raise.
Yeah. And let me make sure there's no ones on the... No, there's not. So 4d6.
Yep.
Nice.
That is a total of 26 damage.
Nice. I was gonna say I'm gonna give them +4 toughness against piercing, because that's fair. But that gives them an effective toughness of 11. So you're just, and we'll actually say what it is not only do you shoot and like hit one of them, but you actually inadvertently like shoot something in the water. You're not sure what, and you see a little like explosion. You guys will almost fall as you feel a force wave hit everybody in the shins, and it just like takes out all the eels in one shot. You don't know what you just blew up underwater, because you also don't know what plant life is down there.
Yeah. He's probably just like standing with the shotgun. He's like, that's never happened before.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I certainly do appreciate that. I need to roll to unshake. Which I do.
I was gonna say that's fine. You can move normally while shaken, so I assume within the next mile you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
PowerPoints recover at 5 an hour, right?
Yes. So you can assume your power points are back
Okay.
because I'm gonna assume about a mile an hour.
Okay.
In that terrain, yeah, that makes sense.
So how does the boost? Does the boost go away at that point?
Yes, the boost
Also-
only lasts 5 rounds, so after 30 seconds you're back to normal.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I could technically maintain it, but there's no.
Right. No reason to.
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys are traveling, you're now a few miles in. I need everyone to give me a notice roll. Because you're starting to go past thick trees. Almost as if you're in like a swamp forest. Like these are like redwoods coming out of the swamp now.
Okay, Ava's paying much better attention now.
All right.
I got a 5.
Yeah, I also got a 5.
Okay,
I'll
Oh,
say
what?
7. Okay. Deckard, you are muted, by the way.
Or your mic's not working.
Can you not hear me?
Now I
Oh,
can.
we can hear you now.
Now I
Yeah,
can.
I'm not muted. That's weird. I got a 7 though. Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't get a raise on Deckard because it got a 9.
Mm.
Good.
All right, which means it gets a surprise round.
I assume my scanner isn't helping with this.
No, because this is an electronic. I will give you guys the image.
Oh, it's the thing that's on the cover, right?
I think so.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you're talking about the thing, not the tentacled thing, but the other thing, right?
No, the tentacles. Not the blue guy.
He's that nice blue man who just is completely helpless. Yeah, that's who he's.
Reach 3. All right. Okay, they get 4 tentacle actions.
Oh,
When you say they,
Okay, it gets 4 tentacle actions.
Yeah.
okay.
I will draw for its card. Hey, it got a 3, but it's surprise round, so it doesn't matter.
it's particular about, language.
Yeah, so it gets up to 4 actions. 3 of them are going to be grapples. So it's not a wild card, though. All right. Those who it got a raise on, I'm going to say, is full-on drop.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys face danger, so I won't say the drop. I'll say vulnerable. Because drop's supposed to be, like, completely oblivious.
Yeah.
Right. And we're looking.
So, Ava, I need you to make an athletics check. You're looking to beat a 9. Ren, I need you to make an athletics check. You're looking to beat a 7. Deckard, you are not vulnerable, but it's +2 to all grapple checks do count. You're looking to beat a 6, Deckard.
I did not prevail.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, so it got with a raise.
No,
So-
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it had a
Yeah.
9, right?
Yeah, so you're bound and entangled.
Right.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Okay, you're just, I believe, bound and Deckard. What'd you get?
So I rolled a 5. I'm gonna spend a Benny and re-roll. Also, I'd point out that we got a subscriber to the channel.
Oh, yay! I didn't get the alert.
It was me.
Oh,
Oh.
who are you giving conviction to, Deckard?
It's to Kimmy because she's out of Benny's, actually.
That's good.
Oh, thank you.
So if I spend a Benny, I can re-roll that, get my
Yeah.
+2. Okay. let me
Oh,
try
do you
that.
have a land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a 6.
Cool. That was versus a 9, so
Oh,
right.
it didn't win with a raise.
On my re-roll, I got a 13.
Nice.
I'm
Wow.
sprung
All right.
over.
Yeah.
So am
It-
I just vulnerable now, or I'm just bound or something?
Yeah. You're just bound. I'm actually re-pulling it up because I accidentally deleted the GM screen.
So bound is distracted and vulnerable.
No, that's entangled.
That's
Bound
entangled.
is just vulnerable.
Well, I'm actually reading it with my whole eyeballs.
Okay, then it's not bound,
Yeah.
it's entangled. It's
Okay.
the lesser of the
The
two.
lesser one.
It's the one where you can't move. And
Yeah.
okay, so you can't move and you're distracted.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. In fact, Susan, give yourself a Benny.
Oh, thank you.
Because that is vastly important. All right,
Yeah.
so Susan can't move, distracted, which means -2 to attempts to escape. Ren, are you spending conviction right now, or are you going to keep the roll you got?
What am I right now? I got a 5, so
Oh, you got a 5. Okay, so
Yeah.
right now you're just entangled.
I think I'll leave it at a 5. I don't think I can do much
I was
better.
going to say you failed by 2.
Yeah.
So if you spend your conviction, if you roll a 2 or better, you're not entangled at all.
Oh, conviction, you add a d6.
Yes, you
Okay.
add a d6.
going?
Yeah, I'll do that.
We got your ice cream.
All right, yeah.
Ice cream.
You basically have a 1 in 6 chance of improving your setup.
All right, I gotta add 3, so
Nice.
an 8.
You're good, and Deckard got out. All right, so it didn't multi-action because its tentacle action is just 4 attacks. Nuts. All right. Gets a king. Ava gets an 8. Deckard gets a 3. Ren. All right, everybody give themselves a Benny.
Hooray!
Because Ren got a Joker.
Woo!
Yay.
I like Jokers.
All right, you start on hold. Do you want to go right away?
No, I want to go right away.
Okay. You get ice cream and a Joker.
I got ice cream and a Joker. I want everything.
I'll have to build
So
one.
I'm sorry, what was the initiative order again?
So far right now, it is Ren has a Joker.
Yeah.
The plant has a king. You have an 8. Deckard has a 3. You can spend a Benny for another card, but you're looking to beat a king.
Right. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, it's the king of clubs, so there are like
It's a few.
Others. Yeah.
6 cards that can beat it. I guess
Mhm.
7 because there's 2 Jokers, but
Right.
Yeah.
the odds aren't in your favor. All right, Ren,
Right.
what you doing?
I don't know. I feel like I need to attack something with something. Oh,
Attack the thing with the thing.
Well, you have that cool gadget to make your gun.
Yeah, you got that awesome gun.
Yeah, you could. Now you can activate this round, or you can activate and fire.
I feel like I want to save my smite for a big metal robot if I have it, or if I need it. I don't know.
Well, you get to use it as long as it's on the weapon, don't you? For 5 rounds. Or something?
It's 5 rounds. That's
Right.
30 seconds, and then he'll have
Technically, I
to.
could rebuild it.
He could
after the-
rebuild it, but yeah.
Right.
There, get out of my thing. I'm sorry.
And you have the Joker, so you're going to get a +2
Plus
to
2
whatever you
damage
do.
as well as actions.
Yeah. I mean, this wouldn't be a bad
Oh.
time to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it then because I'm gonna try and one shot this. Well, I
You
don't know.
could.
As
All
much
right.
as
So that would be Deckard's weird science at a -2. Joker cancels it out. So first
Yep.
roll that. Deckard, you said yours is a D8.
D8.
All right.
D8.
So you make a D8 roll. If you get
7. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say if you get a success, it's +2. If you get a raise, it's +4.
Oh,
So close.
That's so close. I don't have any bennies though, so
right.
it doesn't matter.
So you
You
now,
have 2.
Yeah.
Or no, you have 1 Benny. You got a
yeah,
Benny.
you do
with
have a
the
Benny.
Joker.
You just got a Benny from the Joker.
Nah, nah. It's tempting, but no.
No. All right. Then you can attack, which is shooting at -2, canceled out from the Joker. Here's the great thing, though. It is size large,
Okay.
so you get
Easier to
+2 to hit.
All right.
You deal your pistol's damage. +2 for the Joker, +2 for the smite, and it has exactly 2 toughness. So just add +2 damage for that armor piercing.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's roll. Roll this 8. Whoa! Okay. No, I can't make my
Turn it
lights.
around?
I'm not
I was
cheating.
gonna say
No, I'm
D8
not. It's
+2. What'd you get?
I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, so you hit
Plus
with
2
a
is
raise.
21.
I will say, typically when people roll multiple raises, I start
Yeah.
like, you can spend so many raises for cold shots. This thing doesn't have cold shots, so I can't be
No.
like, you hit it in the head.
Okay.
Because it's a plant. It might
Yeah.
look like the head, but it's a plant. It's all the head.
All head.
All
Oh,
head.
head.
You've
That's our
seen this thing's
slogan.
picture. It has like 8 eyes.
Yeah, it's nice. And you hit all of them.
But yeah, so what's the damage of your laser pistol?
It was just crap. I don't have my sheet with me.
I think it's 2d6 for the laser.
I would assume it's 2d6
Standard's
as well.
2d6. All right, so you deal 3d6 plus 6.
Alrighty. 1,
And
2.
it has 15 toughness.
All right, so 15 plus 6, so 21.
It's an extra, but it's size large, so it got an extra wound.
Ugh.
However, well, that's its only wound, because it's an extra.
Yeah.
However, 15 was its toughness. So you dealt that wound. It's down.
Nice.
All right.
This thing comes out, starts
So,
raising
like-
out of the water, lashes all 4 of you guys. It has these sticky, mucus-covered root
Ugh.
tentacles. It goes to lash Ren, and it should grab her. Your conviction saves you. So you do some kind of cool move where you just barely duck. It just misses you. Deckard, yours was a Benny, so it was just pure luck. You go, but you rolled like a 13, so you like backflip out of the way. Ava gets lifted into the air, and Ren instinctively whips out her laser pistol, clicks a few
Buttons.
switches and buttons on this add-on Deckard made, and it starts to supercharge. It glows red hot and just fires this like beam that's about 4 inches in diameter out of the thing. Because like
Right.
Deckard had like an actual magnifying glass hooked up to it and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just and
Shoots
just
it right through the head.
guts a hole in the thing,
Nice.
and it falls.
And Ava plops down into the water.
Yeah.
Her coat is soaked.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, with this thing falling, I need all of you to give me athletics rolls at +2. So just don't crit fail.
7.
13 again. I'm rolled athletics today.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Finish this
Cool.
page.
None of you get radioactive water in your mouth.
Aw.
Nice.
You said aw.
Mhm.
He loves trying to shove shit down your mouth.
She knows.
All right, then. Where are we at time-wise? All right, 10:17. We don't need this B plot. All right, so with that down,
Overrated.
give me a fresh survival roll, because
All
that
right.
definitely would have thrown you off the track. Even if you didn't move, you got to refine the tracks and shit after that.
Oh,
And I think at this point, I'm definitely looking also. Can I do a notice roll to support her?
Yeah.
I only got a.
It's a +1.
Oh, hooray! Good, because I only got a 3, so 4.
Nice. All right, so with a 4, you get back on the trail, and we kind of montage a bit as you get through. But about a half mile past that, you guys get to the part where you see this.
Okay. A dam sort of thing?
Yeah. A dam/bunker.
Dunker.
A dunker.
The technical term.
Technically, it's called a dunker.
Where I come from, we call it a dam bunker.
So vulgar in your
All
term.
right, so
Yeah.
the trail definitely seems to be leading to this structure.
Well, guess we keep going.
Yeah, we walked this far. I ain't turning around.
Say, can I scan it with my scanner?
Yeah. There
Scan,
is
scan.
definite electrical signatures from there. You're picking up multiple humanoid forms as well as a lot of electricity because this is a power generating dam.
That's what I
But
thought.
you're also picking up a very large electrical signature. You can give me an electronics roll.
Okay. 6.
This is the kind of signature like a supercomputer would have.
I would relay this information.
Also, there is a fusion reactor in there. You would get with that 6 and your scanner.
Yeah, I would definitely relay this information to Ren mostly because I don't think it would make any sense to Ava.
So it's a dam.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
So these humanoid figures that you're picking up, are they the creatures? Are they metallic? Are these the young people who've been kidnapped?
I assume they have electrical signatures.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume these are the kidnappers.
Any way to check to see if there's any living human type beings in there?
Sure, I can reconfigure for biological scans, I assume.
Yes, you can, and give me a notice roll at at +2.
9.
9. Yeah, you find biological scans. However, they're not moving. They're still alive, but they appear suspended off the ground, almost as if they're like attached to walls.
Huh.
Can he tell where in the building they are relative to
Roughly,
the humanoids? Are they in the same general area, or
so there is a room
completely opposite ends of the dam?
Mm-hmm.
You can make out where the entrance is from your guys' scouting and stuff. Just past the entrance, there's a room with 3 electronic beings. They're not moving. You actually see, since you can read electrical signal, they appear to be hooked up, maybe recharging, maybe repairing, hard to tell. There's 3 of them in that room. The room with the supercomputer has the bio-life forms, the same room, as well as another moving electrical life form.
Is there any way to shut the power down from outside?
It has a fusion reactor inside. It's definitely self-sustained.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Do we see any creatures or anybody outside the building?
No. There's actually no sign of any life near here. Like, once you guys get to that, like, you're probably 300 feet away, and it's like the grass is mostly dead out here. You don't hear animals. This is up off of the water for the most part, except for that river.
Is there, so can we do like a I'd recommend we do a little reconnaissance, move around. Can we get across the water there, or is it too deep, too fast flowing?
It's moving pretty fast at that area.
Yeah. And that doesn't look like swamp from the picture you showed.
Surprisingly, it doesn't. It's a river, but it's the same water source.
Okay. So I guess we can at least recon like the area around where we can get to.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you say there was a door?
Yes, there is a door. It appears the supercomputer, the bodies, and one of the electrical men is on a 2nd floor in the building.
Okay.
Is there any apparent way from outside to get into? Are there any windows or apertures or anything?
It's like a concrete bunker. You see one door from your point of view. Now, you can't get like behind the building or anything like that, but from the side you're seeing, you only see one door.
But I guess my question is, so like, you know, like how a dam normally, like the top floor is level with the ground and then
the bottom
goes
floor
down.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I was thinking, and I'm looking. Oh no, it is called a lower level. So yeah, it's on the 2nd floor, but that's a lower level.
Okay, so we would have to go in and go down.
Yes.
No, we could go.
I mean, if the door's the only way in that we can see, maybe we approach, keep an eye on, like, look around. Creep up, though. Quiet, like, see if they have any surveillance stuff. We know this world's pretty busted up, but with the supercomputer inside, I wouldn't take any chances.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Deckard would try and like sneak up just to get close enough to like get a better view and stuff.
Yeah, you can give me a stealth check.
Sneaky
And I would definitely do the same thing.
word.
It's a 5.
All right.
I have a 4.
Are you just sneaking up on the door, or are you trying to sneak around the side and back?
Right now, just kind of up to the door to see if there's any like security cameras outside or anything like that.
Okay.
I got a 10 still.
Oh,
Wow. All right, what'd you get, Deckard? 5. All right. And Ava, what'd you get?
I got a 4.
Okay, you guys sneak up. As you get close, you don't see a security camera out there. It looks like there may have been one, like you kind of see where the mount was, but it's been long destroyed and salvaged.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would inspect the door to see if there's any kind of lock.
Yeah. Let me double check. I don't think there is. Highly durable, light material. Oh, okay. There is a keypad and card slot to the right side of the door.
I mean, I have thievery and lockpicks, but I don't think that's going to work on it. I mean, I don't know what the ruling is on that, but since I don't have electronics or any understanding of how to use this,
Yeah.
I guess that's my cue.
I was gonna say it's the lower of thievery or electronics, I'd say. Or
Well,
you could
since I
take
don't-
hacking if you have hacking.
I don't.
I have electronics.
Do you have thievery?
Nope.
I have thievery. I mean,
I
I'll
was
say-
this
I'll
close
say-
to give.
If you
Thievery.
guys work together, I'll allow one of you to take. I'd probably say I'd probably say thievery takes lead with electronics supporting.
I can.
so you're explaining to me what I'm doing?
I was gonna say this. You roll thievery. Ren can assist with electronics, and I will assist with weird science by boosting Ren's electronics.
Nice.
How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Fine with me.
So I'll
Like-
roll my boost first.
I'm trying to explain to her how electronic keypads work, and she's like,
And I'm just brushing your hand aside, and I'm like beginning to like connect wires and stuff together.
All right, Ren, what was your electronics?
a 4.
Okay, now it's an 8.
All right.
14 on my roll. I'm
Cool.
like, hold on. And I just like,
Ah, I got another 10. This is
All right,
great.
so +2.
I love the internet.
So that's an 11.
Yeah, so even with like unfamiliarity penalties to Ava, you're like, what's all this? And Ren just starts like reciting schematics. I mean, is this another injection, or is at this point like you've just like hooked Ren into your computer because you're just like feeding her electronics information?
don't worry. At some point, everyone in the group will be getting upgrades. Like, Decker's already thinking about this, like looking at everybody, like, we're going to be working together.
I don't.
I'm sure these people are
Up
fit.
to snuff.
Yeah.
I don't think
So-
Ren would complain.
Right. So can I do something like I would say I would look at, Captain Stewart and if I give somebody a boost now, is it just gone in 30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll wait.
Yeah, you'll wait. Yeah, because you have boost lower trade as well. All right, so you do it between your guys' teamwork. You crack the keypad. You hack it. All right. It
shall we?
reveals a dusty concrete hallway. There's there's 2 doors to the left-hand side. Otherwise, the hallway goes down and eventually turns left.
Are there any like footprints or anything in the dust on the floor?
They're mostly kind of scattered in this area. There's definitely a track path, and it both goes to the first door. A lighter track goes to the second door, and kind of a medium track goes all the way down the hall. But the heaviest is to that first door.
By track, you mean like drag mark?
No, just between walking forward, walking back.
Gotcha.
They're not always taking the exact same steps. Dust takes a while to collect.
Gotcha, but we're not saying any
Not
like
specific drag marks, no.
I mean, I assume we would just check the closest room. I'm going to run another scan now that we're inside.
Yep. So the closest room is the one that has the 3 electronic signatures not moving, hooked up into a wall.
Might be good to check them out, see if we can figure out what we're dealing with. They might be shut down.
There are electronic figures hooked up to a wall, or we could just leave them alone. Is there a lock on that door?
You'd have to go check that door.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I'm just thinking, is there any way we can jam that door, the lock on that door, so they can get out?
I'd allow a thievery check to jam the lock.
I mean, they could just be recharging. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know about you, but that's how with the one rechargeable object I have.
yeah, my only thought is if they're being, I don't know, I assume they have some sort of mission or whatever, and if they know we're in here, they're gonna try and come after us. If they're recharging, they might be shut down and easy to destroy.
I mean, you know all about this technology and whatnot. I'm just saying, if we can jam the door so they can't get out of it, I'd rather not face them. I mean, we had a tough time with a geranium out there.
Did we?
Well, I did.
That's fine.
Captain, what do you think?
I kind of like where Ava's going with this.
Sure.
Don't poke the bear.
Yeah. Give me a thievery check to see.
It looks like the one that they go in and out of all the time.
Yeah.
6. So that's 8.
8. Dude, you got the raise, which means we're going to count. The only way to get it is for them to break down the door. These doors have a toughness of 12. So, yeah, they're pretty well secured in there. And you had 2 rounds till they activated.
Nice.
It's a D4 you roll randomly, and I got a 3.
Oh, nice.
You got lucky. They could have activated as you were jamming the door.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So
Okay.
there's the second door.
Do you
and
want
the
to do
hallway.
a sensor on those? Do you want to do a sensor on the second
are
door
there
as
any
well?
signals coming from the second door?
There are not signals coming from the second door.
I'd say we take a quick peek in there at least.
Okay.
All right, so
clear
as you
everywhere.
look in, I'm going to cover... Oh, yeah, I can zoom. That's right. That's a thing PDFs can do. As you look in, room 2... there's the hallway. Room 2, you guys blocked the one door. You see there's a second door to that room, as well as a hallway leading to 2 other rooms.
Okay.
Oh.
So they can't get through that door, but without looking in there, they could have just gone
I was about to say
there.
we could back out of the door.
Yeah,
we
back
could
out and
jam that one.
jam that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deckard, give me a
Well,
notice
who
roll.
cares?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Deckard, give me a notice roll.
5.
You're noticing fluctuations. It appears that the 3 figures in room 2 are beginning to awaken.
Back up and jam the door.
Is there any booby trappage we could do here with
Not-
any of your things? Do you have anything?
I could make something.
You can. You have a round. You have essentially 1 turn to either, each of you have 1 turn you can do before I deal initiative.
I'm double checking what I can make with Gadgeteer real quick because
Yeah. Anything novice, which is actually a lot.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what powers are and what aren't. I need to make like a cheat sheet.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Um. All right, I'm gonna slap together. Hang on, let me double check. Sorry, so many powers.
And just put it someplace where it won't blow the door open when I jam it. So like put it against the like inside door or in that hallway, so it would catch anybody coming from any of those rooms, if you can.
I was thinking of doing a like a burst.
Okay.
To set up a little zapper thing.
Nice.
Probably
Yeah.
Because they're robots, so maybe that'll hurt them.
Yeah.
Short amount.
Yeah. So let me just double check.
See, Ava's not a complete idiot. She understands about electricity and short circuiting.
Yeah.
You can pop their fuses.
A burst device to like basically trigger when they walk in the room, if that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna use whatever your creation roll to be the attack roll.
Sure. And let me double check if there's any modifiers I can add to that.
I was gonna say with 3 power points, you should be able to add.
I was hoping for lingering damage, but that doesn't work.
No, that's a 2. Just like fatigue's a 2 now.
And is that something that somebody with technology could support you in?
No, he has to do that alone. That's a special thing only he can do. Yeah.
So I'll add 1 point of armor piercing to it, because why not? It's going to go off in a minute anyway.
Yeah. Okay, what are the 1 point modifiers?
It's pretty much just armor piercing and glow shroud, I think.
Selective, range, and hinder.
That's true, but if we're jamming up the door anyway.
Oh, but it's until the power expires, so it's not really good on instant.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just add the armor piercing. I don't know if they have armor or not, but that's a 5 on the roll.
All right. So you do that. You set up the 5. You can't move that round, can you? With Gadgeteer.
I know you can't take any actions.
Okay.
I think you can move though.
Okay, so if you can move, you can get back out. Ava, roll to jam the door.
Can I assist with electronics?
To jam the door, yes. For Deckard's thing, no, because it's a power thing.
Yeah, right. Definitely roll for that technology there.
Oh, I got a 7, so +1 from me.
So that's a 4.
Nice. Okay.
She said definitely roll.
just saying.
Just saying.
All right, so they kind of jam it. However, with that, you get that, and then you hear opening. The door you first tried to go begins rattling. You got a round. Are you guys booking it down that hallway, or are you going to wait to try and see what happens?
I say we book.
I think we should go. But what is?
I don't like the idea of them getting through and us having an enemy at our back and one at our front.
I mean, I don't have particular like tactical skills or battle knowledge, so I'm going to defer to you all for.
I don't think Deckard
strategy
has strong tactical skills either. I think he's just very careful.
Love you.
I think Kimmy has. I think Captain Stewart don't you have like battle?
I do
awareness?
have battle.
Aren't you trained as a military person?
Yes, I am.
Isn't it possible for you to do some sort of assessment of the situation to tell us what is the right course of action?
I mean, is
Take
there
control, woman.
Yeah, knowledge battle.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna roll and.
So we do know there's more of these guys further in.
Yes.
That's true.
If these guys get out and get behind us.
I got a 4.
Okay, yeah. If you move in, since you don't know what's around that corner, you could end up pinched if they get out. If you fall back past the door, you guys can cut around the door and set up an ambush and turn that into a killing funnel.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do that. That sounds better.
All right. Roll your electronics attack, Deckard.
What's that? What am I rolling?
Your device, the burst you made. Roll the damage for
Oh,
it.
okay.
It hit
I
with
see.
a
It's just
success. Yeah, it hit with a success, so just roll the damage.
Oh, roll damage, right.
And add +2, because they have exactly 2 armor.
Nice. Oh, wow. Wait, did I roll this too many times? Hold on, this dice roller is weird. That's 8 damage.
Okay. Enough to shake them.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That buys you guys an extra round. So I just need to.
So just to let you know, at the appropriate point, like just as they're coming down the hall or whatever, but before the round begins, I would do a boost trait thing.
All right.
I don't know how the best way is to do
So
that.
round 1, they can't get the door down.
Michael, can you smite my gun again?
Do I have time for that?
All right.
Yes,
I
I
still
do.
smite it.
So you guys get all this stuff going, and it starts setting up, and they begin like hammering at the door, and you see the door bend,
Oy.
and then it stops. The lock actually held.
Oh,
So I was
right.
checking, and you hear the echoing sound of them punching concrete. That's going to take them a very long time to get through.
Nice.
I gave them 3 chances. I basically gave them a dramatic task. On a success, on a raise, they're just stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't get out. So you're good.
All right.
Looks like that's gonna hold them.
Yeah, I'll spend time to build another, or to at least repair the smite gadget that I made for Ren before.
I find this hilarious. There's a picture of a proto-man in here, and they have a gun, and the gun kind of looks like how I imagine you explain your boost to the laser looking.
Nice.
It's just
It's
a bunch
like
of
a bunch of magnifying glasses.
Yep. So I rolled a 7 for that to fix that up for Ren,
Okay.
so that when we roll for these guys, she can be ready again. So let me. Okay, I'm starting to chew through PowerPoints. I need to be a little more. That's 3 and then 3 more. So
All
You
right.
didn't have to.
no, that's a good idea.
So you guys head up. All right. You've lost room 3 and 4. I can skip
Well,
that.
for now,
Yeah.
For now.
Fusion reactor. So you see the large fusion reactor, which was like the big blue rectangle in here.
okay.
There's a 3D print factory in the back corner
Nice.
and stairs that head down. You also now see, now that you're in here, you look across the large room, there was a rear entrance. But it looks like you would have had to like have leaped across the river around the
Gotcha.
back of the building and stuff. But you could have got to a rear entrance that they probably never would have seen you coming from.
Yeah. So I'd probably want to check out the
Reactor.
reactor and 3D printer for sure.
Yeah.
Or 3D
And
print.
I would just roll my eyes. Doctor, we don't have time.
I mean, it could be useful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I go check that door and see if it's unlocked?
It looks like it is locked, but more like similar to the lock on the front. So like a data pad and stuff and everything. But from this end, you can just open it. Because
that's what
it
I
would
mean.
have like if you're playing in setting and like you guys haven't seen stuff at like you never lived in the real world, these would be mysterious rooms. There's fire exit panels on it and stuff.
Right. Right. I'm just saying. I'm noting. I want to make sure it's unlocked so that if we need to escape
Yeah,
out,
to leave, you can leave right out of it.
Awesome.
There was a time where safety.
Is there anything while Dr. Decker is inspecting the fancy gadgets? Is there anything at the bottom of the stairs that we can use to block the stairs?
Well, the thing is, the stairs go down.
No. Oh, okay. Is there anything to block the door or the entrance into this area?
Gotcha. Not really. It's a pretty empty room.
How big is that 3D printer?
Oof. To give you an idea, the white dash is a door. That big old thing of machinery is the 3D
That's
printer.
3D printer. It's
So
huge.
it's not
something we can move.
No.
Like,
That cube was like the raw materials it prints off of, too.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I'm looking at the 3D printer. Is it like functional? Is there something I can do with it?
It is functional and it is functioning.
What is it printing?
So give me an electronics roll.
Sure.
Can I roll to see if I know what it's printing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll put a
Right.
penny in that one.
I got a 5.
I got a 7.
Nice. So with a basic success, you guys can tell that it's definitely printing parts to proto-men. The, like, silver-faced guys and everything. But combined, since this is technically 2 successes, you guys will realize something. It's printing the shells, and there's, like, pieces printed inside of it, but you're going to start to notice that it's not, like, all of the interior. Deckard, give me a healing roll.
Uh-oh.
Creepy.
Another 7.
Yeah, you notice similarities to implants, but external. Almost as if these are built to drill into and latch into tissue and a bone and, you know, upgrade.
Yeah, they're turning these people into the robot-looking fellas.
Is there anything we can use? Any weaponry or anything we can use to booby trap the other door, the entranceway into this area? Or can we foul up this machine so that it won't make these anymore?
Yeah, I feel like we should do that.
Rather than fouling up the machine, can I use it to make something different?
Not time.
It will take hacking, because hacking is programming.
Sure.
But what are you looking for it to make?
Oh, I have no idea. I just wanted to stop making.
Yeah, it could be reprogrammed. It just takes hacking.
Puppies.
I was like, can I just like flip a switch and turn it
3D
now?
minifigs.
Or
Yeah, a basic electronics roll will let you like shut it down. That's
Yeah.
not
just shut it down for
reprogramming it.
now. We can come back to it.
Now, I will say, since it is like an industrial 3D printer, it is a check in electronics and stuff.
Sure.
There's not a big plug to unplug.
Yes.
Ava, by the way, is walking around looking for the plug.
I rolled a 4. So.
Okay, yeah, so basic, like, go do some stuff, some screens pop up, beginning shutdown procedure, pausing current project.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't wipe it, you didn't end the program, but it did, like, oh, going into rest mode, pausing, because you can set up stuff like, oh, it thinks you have to load materials and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah, for now, just shutting it down. We'll come back to it because we know there's at least one more of these dudes walking around, right?
Yes.
My scans initially showed us 5 or 4, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so we've locked 3 in the other room or more?
3.
3, okay, so there's at least...
There's, from Deckard's scans, there are 3 bio life forms still downstairs attached to a wall, 1 electronic life form downstairs, and potentially a supercomputer.
Okay. So we've taken care of the 3D thing. Is there any object or does anybody have any rope or wire or anything we could use to like create a trip zone or something like that?
I'm so not useful.
Well, if she does a battle roll, is that what that does? Using battle skill?
Knowledge battle lets you, like, typically it's used for like mass battles and stuff, but I'll usually allow it for like me giving you some tactical tips and stuff if you're not used to tactics.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'd say, is there anything else in this room other than the fusion generator?
No, it's the fusion generator, which is massive, and the 3D printer.
And then just the stairs down?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. So I would suggest we sneak down. And when we get to the base of the stairs, I would do a boost for everybody's shooting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna boost all of our stealth as we get to the top of the steps.
Okay.
Everybody's boosting
alright.
everything.
Boosting everything. So you're just like stealth cloud.
Stealth cloud, sure.
Which would actually make you. Well, you said your area ones would tend to be like clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Makes people a little
aerosols.
lighter on their feet, more graceful.
You don't thump down the steps on your heels. You go on the balls of your feet instead.
Yeah.
I almost
Did it
feel
work?
like you just created like an aerosol that like creates an envelope that just makes everyone a little lighter. Like it's a slightly lighter than air aerosol. So everyone just moves lighter, like you're walking on cushions and shit.
Yeah, I can go with that. All right, so I do that. I succeed. So everyone goes up by 1 die type. I got 5.
Right.
I got a 6.
And Ava's boost in shooting.
Right. So I can do a modifier to add all 3 of us. Costs me 3 power points, right?
It costs you 2 more power points to add 2 more people.
So 4 total.
Okay.
4
Right. And then so that armor piercing thing, can I do that, or that I would?
Well,
have to be
you're not.
doing
It's not a
something to weapon?
damaging attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Okay.
could do. There is a hurry, which will increase people's pace.
Yeah, but that's not. It's not tied to the boost, so that doesn't kind of make
Yeah.
sense. All right, so that was a 4.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna spend a Benny and see if we can pump that the fuck up.
Actually, I will allow armor piercing to go to boot. This is dangerous. I'm gonna say this one time because I make it a lot. But I'll allow AP2 to go to boost shooting specifically because you can't do shooting without it being an attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're essentially like, not only is it boosting shooting, but like it's instinctively having you guys all look for weak points in armor. It makes sense.
Okay. All right. So
It's a dangerous combo, but
right. So that was a success. So everybody's shooting went up 1 die type.
yep.
Sweet.
And you all get to ignore the first 2 points of armor
Awesome.
Right.
without called shots, which is nice.
Yeah. All right. So we're sneaking down. I guess we need to roll stealth.
Rolls. Ooh,
Yep.
get this D8 stealth. Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Another 7.
I got a 6.
I got a 10.
Let me double check a Proto Man's notice. Right, do they have any edges for that? No, they do have a lot of edges, but not that.
Nice.
So D, of course, the one I didn't grab, my D8. This one's a wild card. Nice. What were your guys' stealths again?
10.
6.
7.
Okay, yeah, you all beat a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
So you sneak your way down, and you see a Proto Man in an orange jumpsuit working on 3 more bodies. They're unconscious. He has a cart with Proto Man pieces. They're attached, and they're in the process of being converted. This Proto Man, unlike the others, has wires from the back of his neck that lead down to the supercomputer.
Okay.
It doesn't notice you.
I, for what, am just saying, let's unload on the.
Now, I will say, everyone give me a spirit roll, because this is a bit of body horror. Where it's not like crazy gory, but these are people like mid-conversion into robots.
I think I'd go plus.
I was going to say, Deckard, you get a +1.
Okay, +1. That's a 12.
Yeah, I got a 4. I'm very disturbed, but I'm also I'm holding it together.
I got a 29, so I'm totally cool with this. This is like
whatever. It's not the
Yeah.
Borg, jeez.
This is flipping.
people do this in the future all the time, man.
Ava's looking at you too, like, what is wrong with the both of you? You people are sick.
All right.
I'm gonna look at him and say, I think that man's like you, Deckard.
Now, what do you guys want to do?
So, I feel like Deckard would be hesitant to attack him now that he knows that these are people who've been converted. Like, he's not a good guy, but he probably feels a little bit of like we might be able to fix this and make people normal.
I don't know. I feel like I might shoot the guy working on the other guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
other people might. I'm saying I think Deckard would have.
Yeah, you guys have the drop. I'm gonna.
I would say Ava's pulling out her little 32 and racking it back because she's scared to death of this thing.
Yeah.
If it turns around, she's the least likely person to get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be looking at Captain Stewart and say, Captain Stewart, do your duty, and you too, Doctor.
Well, like
My
feel like,
duty.
no. Ren might like tell Doctor what's his face like to sneak over to the computer, but like my gun is like aimed at the robot's head, like it's ready to shoot.
Here's a question: is the robot armed?
No. Well, I don't know.
It is currently using some laser tools on people, but you will notice a what is it? Here it is. A laser rifle, kind of assembled from spare parts near it.
Oh, lovely. No,
But it's not
Near
holding
it, but it's not equipped with it.
No, it's busy converting.
Okay.
I'll shoot it.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot it.
That's
shooting.
fine. I was gonna say I'm gonna head over to the computer and try and access the. How close are they? Could I realistically do that while it's doing its thing?
It's within your pace. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd
Alright.
move towards the computer.
And I would start shooting as well.
All right. Yeah. So both of you give me shooting rolls with +4, unless you're doing a called shot.
Should I do a called shot? I don't know.
Well, you'd be rolling at what, like a D8 or a D10?
I have a D10. And what's
Called shot to the head's -4, but gives +4 damage, and the drop also gives +4 damage. So it would be a total of +8 damage.
Oh,
I have a
jeez.
normal roll. So
I'll do a normal roll. The drop is good enough for damage.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a 4 + 4, so that's an 8.
Hey.
So that's a
raise.
hit with a raise. So you get to add an extra D6 to your damage.
I think you guys killed this thing anyway.
I got a 14.
So yeah, you get the extra D6 damage.
So 3d6
Plus
is that
4.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
3d6 plus 4. Oh, yeah. You guys also have armor piercing, so add +2 damage.
Yeah.
14. So it's 14 + 4 + 2. I mean, it's 12 + 2 + 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
18.
18. Oh,
I
that's 2 wounds.
And I got an 11 plus 4 plus 2. So
Okay,
17.
17.
19. Yes.
17. So that's
17.
1 more wound. So that's 3 wounds. You guys blasted. It hits. Pieces fly from it. 3 wounds don't kill something. You need the 4th wound.
Mhm.
And it
You know.
goes, and you see a skull from the
Of
part
blood?
that's like blasted off. And it begins to turn towards you. I rolled to see how long it had left to convert, and it was on its last round. So the parts that are attached all of a sudden clamp, 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 all 3 of them. And dropping
Oh,
are 3
no.
more proto-men. And on the screen of this massive supercomputer behind you, it's a very happy, smiling face with 2 almost cartoonish eyes. Well, that wasn't nice. And we'll go back in 2 weeks, because it's 11.
Oh no.
Mm. Well, I think that was such the right choice.
Shooting, spooky face comes on. Doctor's like, all right, fuck this. And just turns into it. This
So
is
there's-
too creepy for me.
There's their wild card proto guy, and then the 3 little proto guys.
Yeah, and you dealt 3 wounds to the wild card proto, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Wow.
until I rolled a potentially soak, because...
Right.
God damn it! I should have done a cold shot.
I'm gonna say I'll actually do that. Yeah, if you had done a cold shot, he'd be gone.
You'd be dead.
Things to learn.
I'm gonna say I will roll the soak rolls, because I do have all the bennies. Vigor's a d8. So one of you dealt 2 wounds, and one of you dealt 1 wound. So first I'll deal with the 2 wounds.
Like, how much damage did you roll? 17?
17.
And it has an 8 toughness.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
Cold shot would have done it because I
Mm.
definitely hit it.
That's 1 wound. Let's see if I can get it to 2.
Oh, you know what? I should have activated my
You
smite.
should have.
What the
Oh,
hell is
damn
wrong
it.
with me?
Make a note on your thing that you have that for next session.
Okay.
All right,
I'm putting it in my Google Docs.
soak 2 rolls. Spend the last Benny for that 1 wound. Okay, he has 1 wound. We're still gonna have the same visuals. But he's effectively actually only at 1 wound.
Right. So we have and then we have 4 rounds left on the boost stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, since we did on the cliffhanger, just started at 5 rounds. We'll
Okay,
act as
easier.
if you just activated it. Because I also was like, oh, session's over. Let me use all my bennies.
Lovely.
But yeah, good session, everybody.
Oh well, yeah. Actually, that I'm thinking like we could have re-rolled damage now with the
true.
new speed rolls.
Yeah. Anybody have
Because-
bennies left?
I do. I have 3 bennies left.
All right, yeah. Burn your bennies. See if you can get higher than the stuff. I have 1 minute till we go. So
8, 14. Oh shit! Yeah, 20. 21 plus 4 is 25.
25.
I spent
plus 2, 27.
right.
A land does not count towards damage.
I didn't add it.
Yeah. So 27, that is 19 over, so that's 4 wounds. That's now 2 more wounds onto him. So yeah, he's back to 3 wounds with the soak.
Nice.
Go Susan.
I gotta remember that. I gotta watch the clock
Okay.
better.
But yeah, with that, we will not be back next week because of the 4th of July holiday. Everything going on, but we will be back in 2 weeks, everybody. And with the conclusion of this, and then you guys get a debriefing, and you get to meet the last member of your party.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I was hoping to show up and just like just run in and kill somebody.
That was my plan, and if need be, he still can, because I've talked to Dan. Like, he's the, emergency protocol. But, yeah, with that, we'll catch everybody in 2 weeks.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.
Good job.
Thanks for watching, whoever watched.